Good luck, guys. Let's have a good first race of the season. And, of course, let's make it a good one.
Of glass in my veins, every step a jagged refrain, crawling through the static haze, burning skin against the blaze. Is it worth it to keep moving when the edge is calling me? Push past the pain, feel it break, feel it crack through the static, no turning back. Every scream, every scar, I find out who we really are. Fists clench against the grind, blood and sweat, it rewinds, echo scream, can't ignore, walls crumble, show me more. Will it end here or go deeper? What's the cost of breaking free? Push past the pain, feel it break, feel it crack through the static, no turning back. Push pain, every scream, every scar, I'll find out who we really are. I'll find out who we really are.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Vortex Racing Network's production of Monday Night Mayhem. The boys of the Moonlight Racing League are live at Daytona International Speedway for race number 2 of the 3-race round of 12. Last week, we saw Grant Applegate take the win at Dover, punch his ticket to the round of 8. 11 drivers still vying for survival, and we will see who gets that much closer before elimination at Phoenix just next week. Too wide in the booth. Mean Gene Money, Zach Panzarella bringing you all the action. The sun has set, and now the players have stepped upon the stage to do battle. Zach, I'll tell you, 25 drivers. This thing is heating up.
Yeah, Mean Gene, and not just 25 drivers, it's Daytona. So you know you're going to get some guys out of the woodwork, some guys you wouldn't expect, and this field is full of them. Not only wildcards, ones who have not been full-time, some who have been very part-time, but guys that we have seen win on plate tracks in the past. This field, while about 27 drivers, I think there's 27 guys who can take home this trophy.
Last year, we saw Michael Mata punch his way into the playoffs. This was a regular season race. This year, MRL officials making it a playoff run. Might it be one of the drivers on the cut bubble of playoff elimination? Let's take a little look there and see who is up against the wall. You can see after last week, Applegate, Sully, Bollinger, Lesko, your top four. Two behind them, Novella. You can see Jay Stinson up in sixth. Joe Volpis, lower than I've ever seen him, down there. 1 point behind him, Mickelson, and then the cut line. Iverson, Hala, Steve Lewis, Kenneth Redinger, and all of these guys easily capable of getting the Willy Wonka golden ticket, punching their way into the postseason. Now, some of these guys still looking for their first win of the year, even first win of their MRL career, talking about them rookies. But, Zach, it's not off the table to see somebody like a Ryan Hala, a Wyatt Mickelson, Kenneth Redinger just take that checkered flag.
Yeah, if it's going to happen somewhere, it's going to happen here at the World Center of Racing. It is such an unpredictable track that completely levels the playing field in terms of ability. Really, it's so much about the right place at the right time. There are guys who are better at this style of racing, far better than others, but even with that, it's not enough to get you across the checker flag more often than not. You need a lot of luck here, Mean Gene, and you just need to be at the right place at the right time. And here, smack in the middle of the round of 12 in this league, that really sets this up for a dramatic race, especially with how unpredictable race one was. So many of these drivers, like you said, Volpis in unfamiliar territory, which is anything besides first. I'll pull it up again real quick. Seventh is pretty crazy for Volpis. This is a very, very important race, Mean Gene. I can tell you for a fact, guys like Tony Iverson, Matt Novello, Nate Lesko, and definitely Joseph Volpis, they did not want Daytona to be important in this round of 12. They wanted to have this be able to be a mulligan if it's Daytona's all over them. But instead, they need to finish well because they threw that away last week.
I love that you brought up Joe Volpis. This is a fella that's had a pretty good hot streak on the super speedways. Did you remember he went through that streak of winning 3 super speedways in a row, 4 out of 5, counting both of the leagues in which he participates that run the Next Gen Cup. Will that streak come back for Volpis tonight? He said all the right things you're supposed to say, right, Zach? He said, oh, this is a tough track. Oh, anybody could win. Oh, you just got to look for teammates and make you bad that, blah, 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 blah. This is a fella, 4 out of 5 in a row. You said that certain people know how to move around the track. He's one of the guys. Look at the guy on screen as well. Just stroked another arc of victory recently. Kenneth Redinger. Now he's in that wide open field of Daytona, 2.5 miles of speed. Could this be the day that the Venom driver knocks through the ceiling and secures that playoff continuation?
Yeah, Mean Gene, and that, as you see right there on screen, we have it marked as, we'll just call it the VRN driver to watch. And I guess that's fun. Let's just do that every race for going forward, especially these playoffs. And today, I'm going to go make an executive decision. It's this 42 of Kenneth Redinger. He comes into this race dead last in the playoffs, and that is by no means speed related. He had just enough starts to even be eligible for the playoffs, and he was so good all season that he was able to get his way in there with like 3 or 4 less starts than so many of the other guys that he had to beat in to get into these playoffs in the first place. Things not going well for Redinger last week. Early on, not really collecting stage points, not getting a good finish. But then we come here to Daytona, and this is, I'm sure, a race that Kenneth Redinger didn't want to have to rely on, but it sure as hell is one that I think he can, Mean Gene. This is the Drive for 500 winner. This is a guy that after 500 miles at this very racetrack was able to bring it home with the trophy. He has so many super speedway wins, and I think one thing that's starting to bother me about the narrative around Kenneth Redinger is a lot of people say, oh, he's always at the right place at the right time. Well, if he wants that to be true, and if that's going to be true, there is no better place to have that be part of your driving ability than here at Daytona.
Oh, I've also heard that about some real life drivers. And I think Go-Go Logano takes an easy sleep at night looking at those 3 championship trophies that he's got sitting up on that mantle. Hey, look at that.
That was the
down
full
on
lap.
That looked like the spot to be in right there.
Cutting that apron, which is fair game in qualifying. I mean, Gene, you were allowed to do that. You could not do that in the race, but in qualifying, we found that out in DDIRL, and our pole sitter was the only driver who cut the apron.
1/1000th of a second faster than Jay Dargert. Also, excuse me while I pour this tea over here today. Looky down in the grid. I see David Owens making a appearance here tonight, and also repping that number 29. I see Kevin Kyle.
Kyle.
These guys had a good time with each other recently in trucks. So let's see if these two guys can bury the hatchet somewhere, except within each other. Don't want to be one that stirs the pot, but since I have a pot and a microphone in front of me, why not get her done? Other guys we haven't seen in a little bit. Look at Jonathan Quesabir, going to take 3rd here. He'll be on that 2nd row. Good to see the MC Motorsport driver back out there, making an appearance. And qualifying is official. Congratulations to Kenneth Redinger, as he will be taking the pole here today. Joining him on the front row will be Jay Dargert. Best qualifying effort of the season for Dargert. We'll see what the retired Marine has in store for us here today. Jonathan Quesabir, welcome back. Going to start in 3rd. Joining him on the 2nd row, going to be Kyle Lynott, the 988 Gulf Coast Racing Machine. Grant Applegate, last week's winner and defending MRL champion, going to start in 5th. Eric Gambrell came home 2nd last week. See what he's got in store for us today. Matthew Zerwick going to be firing off from the 7th position. Joined on the 4th row by the captain, Steve Lewis. Lewin needing a big run here today to stay in the playoffs. Tony Iverson, the Undertaker, running in that number 13 Racing Tyrants Ford. Another guy under the cut line. Iverson needs a big run today. Playoff driver Jay Stinson going to start his number 99 in the number 10 position. Behind them, Buddy Sully and Justin Parham are going to be on row number 6. Zach Clausen firing off from the 13th position, joined by the boss, David Owens, starting in 14th. Take it away.
In 15th place is going to be Lucas Alves. He's doing double duty. He was just over at the DDIML race at this very track. So Lucas Alves, he's going to be feeling real fresh here. Brendan Guerin will be starting in 16th place. J Bev, the commish, will be in 17th with Nate Lesko. I'm sorry, forgot Joe Fopis right there. Joe Fopis, the slowest actual qualifier here. He'll be starting in 18th place. Man, Nate Lesko did not put down a time. He'll be biding his time. Very common here at Super Speedways. 20th place going to be the same story. Wyatt Mickelson, he's a driver to watch here today. Really excited to see what Wyatt's able to do. Ryan Hollow will be over in 21st with Kevin Kyle in 22nd. Matt Novello will be starting in 23rd. All these drivers are going to have to be patient and buy their time. Jeff Herman will be in 24th with Jack Sanders in 25th, and I think that may beat our whole field in terms of who's starting here today, me and Gene. And that means there's only one thing left to do, and we had to not even see him last week, unfortunately, so got to make up for lost time, don't we?
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
Missed it, Kevin.
Oh, Lord. Man, I can't wait to see that movie.
It is going to be a good movie. For those who don't know, it's about two firefighters who have some big fires in their careers, Mean Gene, but how do they put out the fires in their lives?
It's true, right in the heart. Don't want to reveal too much.
This is
Pace
going to
car
be an
is out
intense
there
one.
leading the... You're going to have to see it. Pace
I can't
cars
wait.
are out on the track right now. You can see Redinger and Dargert side by side, getting ready to go into turn number 3. Playoffs are on the line. Remember, this is the round of 12. Race number 2, Phoenix next week. This is the wild card. And then we'll go to the flatter track of Phoenix. So this is a great opportunity. Plenty of guys to keep an eye on. Avoid the wreck. Make your way through there. This is not Talladega. There's not quite the width on the front and the back stretch. You still get that dangerous tri-oval. So if somebody thinks they're going to bump you in the middle of the tri-oval, you are going to go for a ride. Gonna wait for the green flag. Away we go. Slow start there by Redinger. Slows up that outside line. Dargert keeps good speed, though, but he does have the 73, a case of beer now at his door. Redinger with the lead, leading him into turn number 1. Inside lane, getting momentum with case of beer and Applegate. Outside lane, you can see the 23 of Zerwick trying to work with Dargert. The 77 now pulls up. Third car on the outside lane. Outside lane still deep. Inside lane with an early advantage. Going down the backstretch with Kenneth Redinger in the lead.
Watch the outside lane here. The outside lane tends to get big runs on the backstretch on these restarts. Great Applegate, hoping that's what's going to be the case here. He's going to go ahead of the situation, take that outside line, try to lead it. No big push, though, coming from the 59 of Dargert. So nothing really happening quite yet for that outside. And me and Gene, I don't know who's in charge of where we put our cameraman, but we need to stop putting them behind things.
Oh, you know, it's a big track. Things happen. Lap number 1 going to be led by Kenneth Redinger. No surprise there as the pole setter continues to push. Now the 59 of Dargert has decided it's go time. Little bump and run. You can see outside lane still got that 23 of Zerwick and Eric Gambrell, the menace, followed by the good captain. 7 cars deep on the outside. 7 cars deep on the inside. Look how close Redinger, case of beer working here.
And then behind them on the outside lane, you have the 98,923 of Kyle Lynott. And then right behind him, you have Lewis, a playoff driver. And like you said, the menace, Eric Gambrell, he's going to be in all the lanes. He wants them all. And then you see already, maybe we're going 3 wide with Lynott. And then Case of Beer going to go to the outside. But I don't think it's going to have any help anytime soon. We'll see what Zerwick elects to do here. Massive run coming from Dargert.
Yeah, Dargert, odd man out there for a minute, and nobody wanted to work with him. The 988 could not get around the outside. Dargert now back up to speed. Here comes Lynott coming in fast, and once again abandons Dargert. Not interested in helping out the Marines here today. What are you in the Air Force, Lynott?
But no one's interested in helping Lynott. So Lynott, until someone picks him up, or if and when, he's just going to do exactly what he's doing right now, which is just fading and fading until that hole opens up. It likely will right in front of David Owens there. It doesn't. Owens closing. These runs, Mean Gene, when you go to about, I want to say, 5+ car lengths, the runs get disgustingly big.
It does, but you know what? Once you go by yourself, you're only good for about 3 car lengths.
Good point.
And then that arrow just kicks up. Here we go, outside lane now. Case of Beer still with Dargert up front. Steve Lewis, 3rd car on the outside, looking to get a little bit of help from Justin Parham. And behind Parham,
Dargert getting out. The Steve Lewis breaks rule number 1. I think he pushed the pusher. You saw Dargert get really squirrely there, get into Case of Beer. Case of Beer, I don't even know if he really wanted to run the bottom. He didn't really have a choice. His push was so crazy. Dargert now going to take the bottom. I think he was just, I think I may have been right. I'm not sure if he's ready to have Lewis push him. Lewis is a hard pusher, Mean Gene, but it's oftentimes why he finds himself in the front of these races. Steve Lewis already up 6 positions. He was in 2nd place when they crossed the line there. That 88, don't forget, he is in these playoffs. This is where he's going to have that huge run. This is where he can move on.
The thing is, though, we're on lap number 5, boys. You got 80 laps here today. Yeah, we're pushing real hard, but find your rhythm. Settle in. You cannot run a race like this the entire time and expect everything to go smooth. Somebody is going to have a hiccup. Settle in and find your lane. Like Dargert, this guy wasn't swerving left and right. He stayed on the outside until the opening was there. He came down to the apron. This guy now just led a lap, gets that point. Not a playoff driver, but this is a fella looking for his first win. Behind him, Case of Beer. This guy's got ice water in his veins. This is where he lives. I say you need to settle down. This guy doesn't settle down. He's wide open, all gas, no brakes. He ought to be in a Toyota instead of a Ford.
And we're going to go 3 wide. Speaking of all gas, no brakes, David Owens
Let's
never
go,
chill.
Owens
Looked like he had some help, and then it kind of bails on him. So not what Owens would have liked there. And 2 guys we got to keep our eyes on, Mean Gene, especially if they can get that 42 of Redinger lined up with them, has got to be the 99 of Stinson and the 19 of Parham. Such good plate racers and so good when they get linked up. But now Applegate going to take the lead of that outside lane, going to take the pushes from Steve Lewis. I feel like that's going to be a really dangerous combo. When I say dangerous, I mean fast. Really good combo. But you see Owens desperate. He's Owens in the wall.
Yeah, David Owens. He's got a couple of teammates behind him with Brandon Garrett in the 5.7 and the Kanish Beverly in the 0.1. So he's looking to go 3 wide constantly. Watched Owens in a Gen 4 race just last night. Did the same thing. Refused to get into line. Kept looking for help up top. Ends up driving home in a top 5 last on that race Sunday. So I would imagine that he's looking to get a little bit of the same. Right now, though, no help from Garrett and Beverly. So maybe a little bit early in the race for those 2 guys to get involved with the 3 wide. Now look at this Applegate. He goes up high. Now remember, though, Applegate is part of the Racing Tyrants. It might be very, very feasible that Owens said on the radio, let's go up high and do something. But no, Applegate continuing to fading. What is the strategy here? You've won championships. I've won championships. Not sure what exactly is the move here.
Yeah, and I think what to answer our question is, where is Tony Iverson? And this really doesn't make sense because Iverson, his teammate, had just gotten there. So you'd think this would be like, yo, let's go, man. As well. Yeah, this was go time. But instead, Applegate fades all the way to the back. And that was intentional. Well, no, he went with Sully. So Sully, Owens, and Applegate going to dial it back. And I think I know what this is, Mean Gene. I think they're gathering up a run, and they're getting ready to send it up that 3rd line. And they likely will pick up their teammate of Iverson once they get there. But they probably just wanted to really be or have some forward momentum during that run as opposed to meeting each other wherever they were. We'll see what happens here because Owens also, he was kind of making a point to those guys. He was chilling on that 3rd lane for so long and they weren't really blowing his doors off, showing them, come up with me. We will be faster. I want to leave because this lane isn't fast enough.
Well, you're right about one thing. Now Owens, he's faded back to 16th, but he's got Buddy Sully directly behind him. So 2 of the 3 Tyrants hooked up. Kyle Lynott also in that
when he catches
little
that Beverly draft
group. Yeah, and they're going to come right up. So might we see NWO / Gulf Coast make a reunion with David Owens? We'll just have to see as the race progresses. Up front, Jay Dargert continuing to lead. Right now, Case of Beer content to push. Kenneth Redinger in 3rd in striking distance. And then you can see the 23 of Zerwick. That is that white car on the screen as well. So right now we've settled down a little bit here on lap number 10. 80 laps scheduled. End of lap 40, we will award stage points to the top 5 drivers. No cautions scheduled, so racing will stay green. And gonna see, I hope, some green flag pit stops here today. Zach, green flag pit stops. This is a 3 to 5 second advantage or disadvantage you can give yourself. How big here? Not just to be clean about it, but also find the right teammates, blend in the right spot.
To be clean, to be identical. That is so important too, for you all to do the same thing, for you all to be on the same page. You can't have someone take tires if everyone else isn't going to. Everyone needs to come in together and come out together, and it's we saw a great example of that. The DDIRL ARCA series right just before this, the first half of our doubleheader, racing at this very racetrack, and it stayed green, Mean Gene. So we got 2 sets of green flag pit stops, and none of them are clean. This idiot Zach Panzarella spun someone out both times. So it just goes to show what can happen in the pits here, but it's going to be so important, and these drivers are going to have to already have their calculators out, already have their shoes off, counting their fingers and toes, because you already need to be thinking about 80 laps or lap 80. You have to assume you're going to stay green, because those decisions are going to affect you later if we do. So these guys are going to want to make sure they have a group to come in with them. You want at least 4, I would say. Minji, in the ARCA race looked like at least 4 is what you want to come in, because you have to remember, if you come in with too many people, that creates more issues potentially, and you want to make sure everyone's doing the same thing and executes it the same way. And one thing that can very much throw a monkey wrench in that is leading, as Jay Darger is going to lead his 9th lap of the race there. That is using about 50% more fuel than the rest of the field.
And if I'm Jay, I'm worried. When he was on that outside lane, nobody wanted to work with this guy. You saw Lynott try to take it 3 wide. You saw Owens try to take it 3 wide. You saw other cars. Zerwick dove under him. Redinger as well was not hooking up with him. The only time I've seen anybody content to be behind him is when he's right here on the apron. So he's going to need to have his ear to the ground and find out when others are going to pit, go in with them, and just try to tag along. Hopefully, by the end, he'll have some teammates. But right now, Darger, in a chat by himself, is going to be looking for a little bit of assistance later in the race. Let's, Jack, take a second to give a big shout-out to our season-long sponsor, Jordan Fisher. Fish Speed Brakes, a Discord for everybody. If you're a beginner, this is a tutorial mentor teaching program utilizing Garage 61 to find out how exactly to get you faster on the track. Maybe it's just your angle of entry. Maybe it's that throttle control. Maybe it's the brakes. Focusing not just on track speeds, but also long-term speed, as well as qualifying in pit entrance. Fish Speed Brakes. Check them out.
And there it is, Mean Gene. He got the run
3
from
wide.
Bev, and he took it. It was kind of surprising to me how long they were waiting, but David Owens never does anything unintentionally. He is a methodical race car driver, and his execution is as seamless always. And he waited. They have it lined up. It's all racing tyrant drivers, RAR, but not really the run that I think they would have loved. Kind of stalling out. They're going to need that help, but what they also need is organization. And look at that. Grant Applegate saying, I thought we were working together.
Yeah, it got interesting there because you can see ahead of them the 19 of Parham. He keeps poking his head up, throwing off the speed of that line. Now finally goes back down to 2 cars. And that's just a brilliant piece of racecraft, in my opinion. If you see that outside lane is coming, why not? Just poke your nose up, slow their progress, go right back down. It's a mini block. And I think Steve Lewis also did that accidentally while they were 3 wide, but Parham definitely taking advantage there once they went to 2. Oh, he's loose. Owens is awful close.
Oh, no. Look at how disorganized this is getting over there. You see Parham and Stinson trying to figure out, thank goodness, their teammates, because you see that is the nice thing right there for the 99 of Stinson, knowing you get bailed to the bottom and knowing you'd have that help from the 19. No matter what happened there, and Buddy Sully staying loyal to the 8 of David Owens. And one reason that I'm thinking that we can't get this top line going, me and Gene, it's just the difference between Daytona and I guess you could say Talladega. And you saw something, very similar in the DDIRL race where the top is, I think, in my opinion, objectively faster. I think it's the faster lane. But it is also objectively, I don't think it's an opinion, more dangerous to be in the event of the big one. It's not where you want to be. And the reason is simple. What's on top of you? The wall. What's below you? Grass. A lot of it. and other stuff. Right here, you have the entire backstretch. You have about 200 yards of backstretch to work with if there's a giant wreck. And also look at the shape of this track. When they wreck, they trend upwards and then they trend downwards. I wish I had one of those pens right now so I can show you guys that. But that is very important here. A lot of these drivers know that, and you like to be in the bottom. It just gives you those options in the event of a crash, but it also doesn't give you a ton of options in the event of wanting to move forward. Right now, these drivers seeming content to survive and advance. But how long until they want to use that top lane to start getting some track position?
Well, we are single file all the way back to the 77 of Gambrel and the 92808 of Kyle Lynott.
Yeah, the 9,800.
And then it gets, you can see though, you're right, that outside lane's still not progressing. Fascinating to me though, has to be all 25 drivers are still in this one big group.
Yeah, no lost cars.
Incident. Yeah, we haven't lost anybody. In the back, you can see Garen. He is the caboose.
I'm going to put that up real quick. There we go.
And then Jeff Herman, caboose. Maybe Jeff Herman should be the caboose. He's red. Isn't the caboose supposed to be red?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Here, hold on. I got us. Here we go. Go to Herman, and then we'll... There we go.
There we go. Double caboose. We've heard of double locomotive engines. Now we
have two cabooses sometimes.
Cabooses.
We've all seen
But,
those.
doing a great job, though, in my opinion, of staying with the pack and waiting. Waiting for what they assume is going to happen. And watching 3 wide at Daytona on the banking, 31-degree banking, it is a severe possibility. Coming up on lap number 19, what are we thinking on fuel here?
So in the ARCA race, it was 25, and going into the race, Mean Gene, it looked like it was going to be 22. But then you get in the draft, you're running half throttle, especially when you're single file so far back. I mean, let's go back to that top lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, 19 cars on this inside lane. So a lot of draft power being used there, which is a big reason as to why that outside lane can't make the momentum, can't make the charge that you'd be used to seeing here. And I think another reason why, Mean Gene, that we're not seeing a lot of people take that top is I think the pit stop's got to be soon. You do not want to be there if you have to pit soon. It's like trying to shove your way into a door where there just isn't room. My guess is within the next 10 laps for sure, maybe 5.
It's always interesting to see where the drivers are trying to find that safe space in the first stage at a super speedway. So let's look at 3 playoff drivers for just a second here. Down on the apron, check him out, Nate Lesko, the number 10. And you can see right behind him, he's got the teammates, the 41 and the 51. So these guys, they're down on the apron, so they have an exit avenue if a wreck occurs. And they are very content to just kind of hold this position. I haven't seen Lesko, Hala, or Mickelson make a big move yet. They have moved up from their starting position, but they've just kind of settled in right here around 12th. I think they're very happy to see where they land in the stage, or for the fuel stop. They're talking about it now, lap 22. Just beginning. I can already hear the radios lighting up.
Yeah, so next 3 is my guess, Mean Gene.
Wouldn't be a surprise to see that 10 sticking them with the 41 and the 51 follow that number 10 in if they can time it right.
And yeah, look at that outside lane starting to really, really make some forward progression. This is what we are expecting from the outside lane, but nobody taking it, no one interested in helping, and it's got to be because the pit stops are soon. And yeah, like you said, I think a lot of drivers very content right now. Let's go back to Jeff Herman super quick. Started 24th, currently 24th. He is not good at this. He is doing that by selection. He wants to be in 24th. That is how I used to approach these races, and I stopped winning them when I started trying to win them, Mean Gene. So maybe that is the right way to do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to just get a pole and never look back. It costs me fuel, but it works out.
Notoriously, these races usually won by 20, 30-second margins.
Yeah, it works out in the end. Oh, little
Jargard.
little push there.
Look at
Jargard
Iverson
getting it. A little heavy hit.
iRacing with a really, really heavy push on the Clausen there. Really waited till the last second to check up there, which Super Speedway Racing, I know iRacing cannot stand this type of racing. Fast guys normally don't like this type of racing. And iRacing's definitely one of those guys. He has no exception to that rule. Let's see if anyone's going to duck it down here, Mean Gene. Not quite yet. We're going to go into lap 24. And one thing, again, we already talked about how you're already having to think about what if this thing goes green all the way. Now you're already thinking, how long can I push it? Can I take out a pit stop here? Is that going to be possible? It's going to be an 80-lap race right now. That's what we're planning for. If you can get that thing to 27, 28, you can potentially take out a pit stop here.
Going to be tough, especially for these front runners. It does not look like they've been saving fuel per se. The guys on the outside doing their best just to stay up with that inside row. Up front, we're still seeing the cars hitting speeds well over 190 miles an hour, which is indicative of wide open racing.
They're 46s.
In the next-gen car.
They are hauling the mail right now. I mean, Gene, they're going. Their last lap time was a 10th off their fastest lap time. This field is moving. The one thing that has to stick out is Jay Dargert. You have to assume Jay Dargert is 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 laps short. Is anyone going to pit with him? But he's also kind of showing me that maybe these guys can go long enough to take a pit stop out of this race.
Meanwhile, look in the middle of the field. You can see that car go high, wide, and backwards. I assume that Lynotte's trying to get down to that bottom lane. Let's see if his buddy Beverly lets him in. No reverse okie dokie.
No reverse okie. No dokie okie at all there, Mean Gene.
No, instead, he's just going to fade all the way back.
And here we go. Dargert's still going to keep it out. If we get to 30, it's the sign seal delivered. We are in a 2-stop situation. Maybe we just... So, the gas tanks in these clearly a little bit bigger than the ARCA cars. All ARCA cars have pit by now. But these drivers, they were talking on the chat a little bit early. But look at this, Mean Gene. Not a single race car on that top line anymore. We have a full-on choo-choo train.
All right. There is the call. I hear Dargert and Case of Beer, both of them making the call.
Is Dargert in Discord with anybody right now?
Nope.
That's got to suck. This is, if there was ever a race where you wanted to be in Discord with somebody, especially when you have this fast of a race car, this was it. But it's got to be a blessing right now to have Case of Beer coming in with them. Let's hope they can do this clean. Here we go. This is always eventful.
I also heard the 41 of Holler making that call. Look how fast Zerwick comes in, the 23. Lewis wrecking.
Oh, no.
Louis wrecking.
Oh, Louis is around.
Zerwick and Louis both wrecking.
Let's take a look at Louis real quick, Mean Gene. Here we go. Louis coming into the
Zerwick
pits
as well. He's that white 20. Look how hot the white 23 comes in.
This is a slow-mo, and it barely looks like it with the 23 and the 88. Case of Beer bringing down Louis, doing his best to avoid Case of Beer. From there, it shouldn't be a penalty if he was to keep it straight. You see Skirwick around 2. Bad entrances from both drivers. And Louis goes around. We had that happen in the DDI race, and it was able to be recovered.
Look at that. Looks like Dargert got whacked with a penalty. It looks like Lewis did as well.
Lesko misses the pits. Lesko misses the pits. Check this out, Mean Gene. Oh, press the wrong button there. Check this out, though. We'll take a look at this with Nate Lesko. This has got to be a penalty. I'd be shocked if it isn't. I hope for his sake it's not, but here it is, Mean Gene. This is a replay here. It's either speeding or unsafe entry. It's one or the other. As Lesko brings it back out. Did he even pit?
Yeah. No, he just drove on through.
So Lesko will probably try to serve them all together. I don't know. Nate Lesko was one of the fastest cars last week, Mean Gene, but he did not finish that race. He didn't make it to the stage. That was not something he could afford. Not like that. As here we go for our next cycle. Let's see what happens this time. Racing Tyrants, roar.
I just made a discovery that I can't talk.
What do you mean?
Where's the 53?
Oh, no. You're right. Where is the 53? What's even the point of any of this?
Wow. Colin Bollinger not making the grid tonight. Gonna need a win at Phoenix or it is over for sure.
What?
All right. Let's go back to the action. Zach Clausen is your new leader. That is the 43.
Oh, my God.
Farmers Insurance Ford leading his first lap of the season. Lucas Alves behind him.
Bev,
Oh,
slow down, Bev.
What are you doing, Farmer? Here he comes.
How on earth?
What a great entry by all those drivers.
If none of them sped, that is as good as it gets. That is as good as it gets. That was gorgeous, and they all even get in their lanes so far. Good
That
job.
was
Okay,
fantastic.
when you said the 53, I don't know why, Mean Gene, I was thinking about the 51 of Jerry Rose and how iconic of a number that was. And that's what I was like, what's even the point of any of this? I don't know how or why I didn't realize that Colin Bollinger isn't here.
Meanwhile,
Okay. Yeah,
right
we'll
now
move on.
that lead group is in the pit, and here we go. The
Yeah.
Tyrants trying to stay ahead, but look at Redinger giving the push to Dargert. He's got the help on the outside of Justin Parham. Buddy Sully not quite with that group yet. I think he's in severe danger of losing Applegate and Iverson.
We need a checkup. Oh,
You
look
mu-
at this. They're going to be
Yeah,
rejoining.
David Owens also lost.
Oh, look at this with Gambrel's group here, though, Mean Gene. This is going to get ugly. Here we go. How selfish do these
Yep.
guys want to be?
Keep an eye on it.
Grant.
Novella in the lead, getting a push from Kevin Kyle. Applegate in the middle. Applegate getting the push from Iverson. 3 wide, and the Tyrant 2 go up front. Meanwhile, Buddy Sully trying to shoot the gap as well. Still 3 wide with Parham and Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle ain't afraid to go up high in that middle.
Using those Racing Tyrants engines. You said anything you can do, I can do. Maybe. And here he is, still the meat in this sandwich around Redinger and Kevin Kyle. You know none of them are coming to break. You know that Zach Clausen's not. What a gorgeous race car Zach Clausen's driving today, by the way. And Buddy Sully just not quite able to get it done there. To see a few more cars joining in. That is Nate Lesko. Likely after serving his penalty, he is a lap down, as is Steve Lewis and Matthew Skirwick. So everyone who had a big mistake there paid the price. And oh my goodness, here we go, Tony Iverson.
Tony Iverson
Sends his
needing
teammate
a
3
win
wide.
or points. Gets on by Applegate. Applegate's going to stay in that third lane. Gets 8 up. Hopefully going to fall back behind the 19 of Parham.
Lap car. Lap car
11
coming.
drivers in this group. And now you can see Lucas Alves falling back into their midst as well. That'll make 13 cars all be bunched up together in this lead group, now led by the 56 of Matt Novella. Novella, another guy with amazing speed. He's quick on a road course, intermediate, short, or super speedway. Always a guy that you can count on. He's currently 5th in points, so he's in a good spot. This kind of day is what pushes you up into that next round.
Up 23 positions is the 56 of Matt Novella, the Daily Driver Zinc driver. Like you said, Mean Gene, he does not have a weak point in his arsenal. He is good at everything, and very much plate racing included. It is not surprising to see Matt Novella able to get past 23 cars and find his way to the lead, nor is it surprising to find Kevin Kyle in second place, pushing him to the lead. These two working so well together right now and are so good at this form of racing. We talked about it a little bit in pre-race, Mean Gene. While there is so much luck, so much of being at the right place at the right time involved with this racing, there is also just as much involved with being good at it and being able to control the races. And these are two drivers that we are used to seeing doing that.
Well, look at the gap. You can see there's 12 guys in that first group, and then there's a second group with 7 drivers led by Wyatt Mickelson that is closing that gap ever so much. They made up about 0.2 of a second that last lap, and here we go. Gonna come up behind Lucas Alves, and that'll be it. That second group joining up. I think we're gonna have about 20 cars in this group once they all join.
And they're catching lap cars.
Yes. Alves is a lap down. Zerwick, Lewis, Lesko.
Here we go. Everyone be predictable here, Mean Gene. Everyone needs to be predictable. Okay.
Now looky here.
That's Matt, or that's Kyle or not. That's Jay Stinson. There are some fast cars going a lap down. They're going to want to fight here. They're going to want to keep this draft. They do not want Novella in front of him.
No, but there's not a lot you can do at this point. You just have to race and hold your line, and maybe it'll come to you, maybe it won't. Oh, look at Kevin Kyle with the wiggle.
Oh, choose a line, Kevin, as Kevin's going to go to the bottom here with Matt Novella, and that's going to give the lead to the top line to Tony Iverson. I'd expect to see that 13 in the lead very soon, too, Mean Gene. 5 laps away from the stage as well. So these drivers, these points matter. These positions matter. Everything at stake right now. When you're in the postseason, 1 point is often the difference. Nate Lesko is 2 laps down also. He's going to need some cautions. Miraculously, we have now gone between the DDIRL and the MRL. We've gone 95 laps at Daytona without a yellow flag.
Gotta love seeing it. Also, remember Sunday at Kansas, that was a green flag the whole way as well. So we've been seeing some really nice racing after last week's fun cautions.
No, really fun.
Big change. I guess they figured they used up the quota for the week, and they had to take it back down. Now, Nate Lesko, 2 laps down, he did come in 4th in the playoff situation, but he was only 12 points above that cut line, so not going to be happy if he stays in that position.
Man, Mean Gene, David Owens creates that 3rd line, and he just ate Tony Iverson's lunch. Ate it up. There was nothing that Iverson could do about that. He was stuck in the middle. He somehow got to the bottom to regain momentum, helped kill that top line, because that 8 of David Owens was leading that top line to the front. And the guy pushing him, while those two have no love lost, Jonathan Quesabir and David Owens, those two have a amazing and hilarious history together. They are both fast and they know how to be faster. Nate Lesko gets it again.
Let's go into Beverly.
Caution, yellow flag.
Let's go into Beverly. Looks like they also picked up case of beer.
What was Lesko going for there, Mean Gene? Massive hits. Jonathan Case of Beer absolutely done for the day with one of the biggest hits you'll ever see. And we'll take a look at what went wrong there. Multiple playoff drivers involved. Did Bev change lanes? Did Lesko? What happened? Let's take a look from Lesko's POV.
Well, you go straight to the truth-telling camera angle.
Straight to it, Manji, and then we'll look at the fun camera angles. I don't even want to have an opinion until I know. Okay, so Bev's gonna come down here, and Lesko's gonna have a head of steam. Oh, Bev's not quite there. He's not quite there. He's not quite there. That's why I always use the word non-committal, Mean Gene, into Jay Darger, and oh my gosh, R.I.P. Jonathan Case of Beer.
Oh, and Buddy with the tap.
Yep, into Lesko. The bad situation gets worse. That means no lucky dog available to him.
The brakes, Grant. Hit the brakes, Grant.
Oh, he's gonna. Wow. Grant Applegate gets that thing stopped. Maybe gave a little butt tap to Beverly, but who hasn't? And then you see Jay Dagger just going off into the stratosphere. And now we'll watch it real time.
What? I didn't get to do this last week or on Sunday. There was no opportunity, so caution and a T-bone.
We timed that beautifully. The second I put that graphic up, you hit that air horn. Oh, that was like, that's the stuff you live for right there, Mean Gene. Let's take a look at this, Rick, and we'll watch it real time. To give you an idea, too, that Nate Lesko and John Beverly, this stuff happens so fast. Down comes Bev. Nate Lesko saying, please don't, please don't. He did. Oh, God.
Yep, very unfortunate.
3 weeks in a
Lesko
row.
wide open, trying to get up. Beverly comes down, probably saw Lesko and thought, oh, I shouldn't. Now I'm gonna.
Yep. Hopefully this works, and it just didn't. And like I said, we've talked about this already. You have a millisecond to make these decisions, and you never know if it's the right one or not.
All right, so all the leaders gonna come in and go ahead and take this opportunity, except
Zach
the
Clausen.
43 of Zach Clausen. He decides, he's like, you know what? I came in on lap number 29. I got tires. Why not? I don't need fuel. Y'all probably gonna wreck each other again. I'm fine. And truth be told, if you're not zapping that outside line, you should be okay on tires for a minute.
I agree.
This is Daytona.
Well, no one's taking tires, Eugene. No one's taking tires. Everyone's
fuel. Of course not. They just did. Let's see here. Wait. Redinger takes 2.
Maybe.
And then
Could be some damage
Iverson,
fixing.
Guerin, Mickelson, Sanders, Herman. I think all those dudes did take 4 tires, but maybe they didn't take them the first time.
I'm also wondering if they just fixed damage too, because everyone's got a little something at this point in the race, and it's better now to fix it than under green, where it's not really possible. Like Applegate there with his 43-second pit stop, guarantee you didn't put tires on it. You need all that time to fix damage. Same with Buddy Sully. And another reason why I feel that way, me and Gene, look at how good all these race cars look now.
Yeah, I'm looking at that camera angle. Yeah, it looks like Gambrel, Beverly. Oh no, Holla and Matt Novella for an extended stay.
Yeah,
as well.
Novella, really surprised. I didn't see Novella in that accident. Novella was in the lead of the race. Maybe he has to pee. Now it'd be the
I'm
time.
going a quick rewind.
He may just. I pee almost every Daytona race, man. I really do. And I have given him the lead for it before.
Yeah, no reason for him to. No, he wasn't touching nobody.
Yep, bathroom break. I get it. You're not going to go lap down. Watch. He's going to probably come out right before he goes lap down.
There he is. He's coming out now.
Called it. He's going to feel better. He was probably going to be even faster if he could take off those 2 pounds out of the race car. It's out of him now. It's going to be a much faster 56 now, as it looks like the lucky dog, Bark Bark, is going to go to Steve Louis. So Louis going to get himself, I believe, back on the lead lap, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think he was 2 down, me and Gene. Correct me if I'm wrong there. But Zach Clausen, well, at any other track, and we saw this last week at Dover, we saw how bad it was. This isn't. All he has to do is get out the line good, watch out for that tire spin that will be existent, but he will not be at a disadvantage to those around him. Zach Clausen can very much control this race if he's able to keep that 43 up front.
Yep. Remember last week we had an incident. They said, well, Mama's wrong. No, you're wrong, Colonel Sanders. And sure enough, we had an immediate caution. Name that movie, boys and girls. So Zach Clausen is your leader. Kevin Kyle next to him. I'll tell you what, we're having a lot of fun up here. I hope you guys at home are also having a good time. You're watching the Vortex Racing Network's production of Monday Night Mayhem. If you see something that you're enjoying, go ahead, help us out. Click clip right there in that bottom right of the YouTube screen. It won't take you out of this. You'll get to choose how long of a clip you'd like to have. Go ahead, title it, send it, and that'll go straight to our social media goblin, Kevin Kyle, and maybe your clip could end up on our social media. And those things are blowing up. We're talking not hundreds. Yeah. We're talking thousands of views, so we'll give you credit, too. So you want to be a part of the fun, hey, go ahead, hit clip, give it a title, and you'll see your business all on social media. You know you want to be part of that.
Absolutely, me and Gene, and yeah, those things started at 1,000 views, it feels like, and it's a great job that Kevin Kyle does over there, and so many cool stories, so many hilarious moments, and it's so cool to be able to watch them back in those lives. And I think we're about to get another one.
Pace car is off. Let's keep an eye on the 43. Away we go. Good start. Kevin Kyle behind him. There's a gap. Will Kevin Kyle fill it, or will he stay up high? Clausen on the apron. Down goes Kevin Kyle right ahead of Parham. Says, you know what? I changed my mind. And he goes right back up ahead of Joe Volpus. Behind them, you can see Owens and Redinger side by side. Then you can see Wyatt Mickelson make his way up into 8th. Right there on the apron, 5th car on the inside lane. Jeff Herman, Brandon Guerin, new names, all making their way to the front. But it's Zach Clausen right now. Nobody's marked safe from Farmer.
Brilliant restart by the 43 of Clausen. That little indecisiveness from Kevin Kyle, I really think helped out Clausen quite a bit. It seemed to very much hurt the momentum of that top line. We've been waiting all day for that top line. They have that massive run that we're used to having it or seeing it have on that first lap on restarts. No such case here today. Zach Clausen, like we said, not at a disadvantage, using that opportunity to get some track position and doing the most with it so far.
Yeah, you might be wondering who's your lucky dog candidates. Well, Matt Serwick, that's that 23 Toyota. He is your first guy a lap down, but he's got Kyle Lynott inches behind him on that outside lane. Keep an eye on those two guys. Lucas Alves also trying his best to get back on a lead lap. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. You got 5 guys battling for that spot.
You've said it like a lot of times today. Not often.
Lots
you
of
hear the
five guys situations.
A lot of five guy situations today. I mean, most nights in Daytona, to be fair. But also, Mean Gene, that inside lane checking the hell up. And Kenneth Redinger going to take a chance here. He's going to take it. Look at that freaking run by the 43. He's going to probably shoot the top Willie Redinger, and this is why we said he's the VRN driver to watch. This guy is such a magician on super speedways. He just always seems to know the right thing to do, and that in that case certainly was it. And the wrong thing to do would be to block Kevin Kyle, and he doesn't.
Nope, Kevin Kyle going to bring Joe Volpus around that outside. It is Clausen up front. The teammates Parham and Redinger, the second and third car on the inside row. Kevin Kyle going around the outside in that sweet 2-9 Kevin Harvick scheme.
Watch this run by Garrett here.
Volpus. And now here comes Brandon Guerin and Zerwick in that white 23, the fourth car. And then Kyle Lynott does not want to settle. Ends up costing himself a spot, though, as Lesko sneaks by. And poor Lynott, he's fading once again here on lap number 44.
Yeah, the 98,923 with another issue right there. And you see Lynott, he's been greedy today, Mean Gene, but he just has not had any tickers. And when I say greedy, I mean that as a compliment. That's a good thing to be at these racetracks. Just hasn't worked out for him, maybe a little bit too early, as now Volpus and Kevin Kyle working beautifully together on that top lane to take the advantage. And like you said, you see Skurwick on the fourth driver on the outside there. As our lucky duck, he's got to be careful here, Mean Gene. One incident, and that means touching a car, touching the grass, going too far off track, that would be enough to take that lucky dog away from you. So Skurwick, he's got to be careful here. Either get that lap back the hard way or get yourself out of trouble's way.
Yeah, that outside lane, check that out. Zerwick 1 lap down. Nate Lesko, the 10, 2 laps down. Dargert, the 59, 1 lap down. Dargert trying to chase down Zerwick. He would be next. And then you fade back to Lynott. Lynott looking around the outside. Let's make it 3 wide again. Hey, Grant Applegate, give me a push.
Why Lynott? As Lynott going to suggest to go 3 wide here, and Applegate happy to oblige and help him out. You see Buddy Salty going to help out his racing tyrant teammate, but Applegate with the indecisiveness, and again, that has not done him any good today. And not only do these fast drivers like Applegate, like Lesko, Iverson, those guys. Whoa, no! Whoa!
Kevin
Kyle!
In front of Owens.
Caution, yellow flag.
Wow.
Oh, Applegate loose. Applegate loose.
Oh, no, man.
He goes up into Sully. He's backwards.
There he is. Some residual damage from that wreck seems to have collected Grant Applegate. Car looking overall okay. Kevin Kyle doesn't look too much worse for wear. Massive moment up front. Let's take a look. And there it is.
Right into Alves.
Why do we put our cameramen in places like this? What are we thinking? All right, here we go. Kyle just getting all types of Joe pushes. Feeling way more Volpus inside of him than he's used to. He's used to some, but not that much. And this started early, Mean Gene. I don't really think these two were ever lined up that well. Let me try to get like the blimp view here. I want to get a view, maybe the chopper view. I just can't
TV1.
TV1, you think?
Go ahead.
Let's try dynamic. Here we go. This will probably help out. Keep your eye on Volpus and Kevin Kyle, and it's just so much about being lined up. You shouldn't be able to see that much of the 98 on the outside of the 29. And this is, oh man, Mean Gene. And you saw, I think it was Daggert, have a massive run down this exact part of the racetrack. No, I'm sorry, it was Garand. Have a massive run in this part of the racetrack. And what did he do? He didn't take it. And the reason why you don't take it here, Mean Gene, it is, yep, this place might be sketchier than the turns.
Well, they're in the, and that's what, the tri-oval right there.
Yep,
and
this is the tri-oval.
about that at the beginning of the broadcast. You cannot do that.
Oh,
I'm worried about David Owens as well. You know, neither him nor Kevin Kyle playoff drivers, but there we go with light contact.
Oh, and the 15
Tony Iverson
gets into.
Oh, yeah, Applegate gets up into the 15 right afterwards. Looks like the 41 took some rear end damage as well.
Potentially the 87 took some side damage, and you see Buddy Sully witnessing all this again. Matt Novella gonna try to scoot on back. He will. Yeah, bad checkup there from the 15, and that's gonna cost Grant Applegate. But great job saving it. I don't know how that worked out for him, but it did.
Go back a little bit.
Yeah.
Keep that angle. Go back. I want to watch when Applegate's going backwards. Go and look at Jack Sanders. Sanders like brings his car down, And if you're Applegate, you're going backwards, looking at the 25, heading directly.
You are
at you.
literally just staring at him.
Look, and you're looking at him, and then watch Grant the 25 go down. But don't follow me. Stop following me. What did I do to you?
Yeah, what?
I heard you went to Popeye's Chicken. No, Colonel.
And there is Applegate bringing in the pits.
Active. Yeah, pits are active all the way down to the 17th position. Looks like Dargert and Lynott still out on the track, perhaps looking to get a little wiggity wave around.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what that
Lesko
is.
as well behind the pace car. So it looks like Lesko and Lynott behind the pace car, waiting for a wave around Jay Dargert. He should just be on the lead lap. I don't think he was a lucky dog.
You know what's crazy, Minjin? I don't know if there was one. I think
If there was, it was somebody in the way back.
Well, I think everyone else pit. So why would you pit as a lucky dog? That would take the lucky dog away from you, unless that driver just didn't know.
No, it might have been Dargert. He might have been so thrown off because now he's pitting.
Yeah, actually, it probably was Dargert. You're right, and that is a lot of damage to a really fast race car with Dargert. Just been in the wrong place at the wrong time. And just as much as a lot of drivers can feel like they're in the right place at the right time, the inverse is just as possible. And that's been Dargert today.
All right, so looks like 19 cars going to be on the lead lap, perhaps.
Believe so. I think that sounds about right. And don't look now, but the VRN driver to watch is now leading this thing.
Yep, and he's got a teammate up there on that front row with him. Redinger, the 23, looking to be first. Parham looking to be in second. Behind them, you'll see Iverson, Guerin, Mickelson, and Holler. So those two teammates still going to be lined up 5 and 6. Clausen, Jay Stinson, and now pits open again.
This appears to be an extended caution, me and Jane.
Yeah, Racing Tyrants coming in. Buddy Sully, David Owens, a couple of Gulf Coast guys in Novella and Jack Sanders. So Steve Lewis also going to bring it in. I'm sorry, not Gulf Coast, NMO.
How could you?
You know, it was me.
You're
and
the
Jim
problem.
Carrey in the
It's you.
elevator.
I was doing Taylor Swift.
Ooh.
It's me. I'm the problem. And yeah, you see all the. And you might have to be thinking about fuel at this point, Mean Gene. Could be done pitting here, but track position could be just as important. That's what Redinger is going to elect to take, and that's what he always elects to take. And a lot of drivers want to say that's the right the right place at the right time. No, it's not. You still have to keep the lead. He did this stuff at Darlington in the DDIRL MRL Truck Series. Held on to the lead at Darlington with like 11 or more older tires. Redinger is just good enough and has enough confidence in himself to continually do this and make it work. And Mean Gene, I'm calling it now. You see Redinger on that outside with the lane choice there. Okie dokie incoming.
Okie dokie. So we can look up front. You see 11 cars all pit on 47, and then 4 cars came on lap 48 to just get a little splash. That's Sully, Novella, David Owens, and Jack Sanders all taking that splash on lap number 48 as well. So we'll see if that little extra bit gonna make a difference.
Still in the lead lap.
19 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Behind them, we see 4 drivers all battling for lucky dog contention. So Lesko did get a wave around there to get back
Look how
to
many single
one
file
lap
cars
down.
for this restart, Mean Gene. So many single file cars due to late penalties, or I'm sorry, late pitting for this. So it's gonna be an interesting restart here.
Here we go. Outside lane ought to get hopping quick. Away we go.
Wow.
Look at the 42. Great start. Absolutely. Parham hung
Okie
back to let
dokie.
him come. But unfortunately
Too
for
much of
him,
one.
Brandon Guerin could come down as well.
He does.
And he does.
No okie dokie
Guerin
here.
now.
Great
No,
move by
okie-
Garrett.
It was a Oni Noni.
Yeah, it was.
Meanwhile, the 41 of Holler gets stuck on the outside. Mickelson can't let him in. Holler gonna get a push there from Jay Stinson on the outside, but right
Guerin-
now it's just 2 cars working.
I like
Garen
that.
goes up high. Garen blinks. Where'd he go?
Yeah, we can't focus on him because he's always going to play his disappearing act. That's just part of his offense, Mean Gene. But I was going to say that's probably what I thought Garen should have done. It just didn't work out. The run on the outside never came. So maybe I think he had it in his mind to do that, because that to me was racing 101. You do that. You kill the run for the drivers you're worried about, and you take the line you were in anyway because that was the better one. I think that's what he thought, but he didn't react to the situation properly. The run never was there.
Look at poor Jay Stinson. He saw Garen blink and then Ryan Holler blink, so Stinson ducked. He said no.
And now he's just in no man's land.
Boy, the 41 and the 57, dude. You don't get much closer.
No, they're getting to know each other real well. We thought that Vulpes and Kevin Kyle became best friends, and Garen not deserving this fate. He made a gorgeous move to get the Okie Dokie killed. He really did a favor for the rest of the field, and he really should have been rewarded for that, but maybe not very many people saw that. But Garen gonna go to the back here for no fault of his own. I want to take my hat off. That was a brilliant move from the 57.
Yeah, Buddy lets him in. Good job, Buddy.
Good job, Buddy.
You can see back there, single file now all the way back.
Choo-choo.
Basically to, 16th of David Owens. And then you can see Sanders Dargert fading the wrong way on that outside lane, as is the 23 of Zerwick. So nobody getting any love. And now finally, with momentum, Kyle Lynott wants to go around that outside again. But you can see Sanders and Lesko giving him the Matumbo finger.
Yep, they're giving him the no, you don't, not so fast. As I think Kyle Lynott is just bored, Mean Gene. Maybe the spirit of that number is within him. Maybe that's what it is. But you can tell he's just like, I'm in the back. I just want to race. Can we do something? And I've been there, Mean Gene. Like when we're going single file, and especially if I'm a part-time driver, I'm like, come on. I didn't set aside time in my night to do this. Let's go race. And so I feel like that's what the Knot has wanted right now, and I don't blame him. Kyle Knot always knows how to put on a show. I am, however, Mean Gene, I'm very surprised to see this single file so early. I will never understand this. We have 28 to go. That is not a lot of laps, and this happens in real life all the time, and it drives me crazy. Thank you, Eric Gambrell, as he's going to try to see if there's any takers in the top line, and I don't blame him for being willing to go to the back if he finds out that he's not right, because you're not going to do it. You're not going to win the race doing this. If you think you're going to go from 14th to 1st, waiting until the 5 to go, you're crazy.
Is this just saving gas then?
It must be. With 28 to go, we are right on that number. That has to be what we're doing right now. Let's go on board with somebody and see if we can find out. Vulpes is probably our best guy, right?
Well, I was about to say, what's Joe doing?
Yeah, where's Joe? Oh, no, where are you? Yeah, partial throttle through the corners. This is normally where you'll be full throttle. You'll see the more partial throttle, I can't say that word, on the back and front stretch. Let's see what Vulpes elects to do here. Leaving that gap, he is not full throttle. That car is capable of being beyond that white line you see just to the right of that middle part. Vulpes probably at about what you consider 70% right now. If my computer was behaving better, I would bring some more data up to show you guys, like what we show you in the track guides with Fish Speed. But look at that, Mean Gene. Vulpes has that big gap with Gamberg on the outside. He feels the run coming, and does he take it? No, he lets off to kill it.
Right,
and
so
he gets it anyway.
If we're all just saving gas, let's take a little peek at the Lucky Dog contention if there was a wreck. Right now, Steve Lewis would be the recipient of the Lucky Dog. Nate Lesko in pursuit. So that number 10 needs something good to happen in the back of the field if he wants to catch up. But everybody more in this fuel-saving mode, and that really puts Steve Lewis in that catbird seat as far as taking a Lucky Dog.
And Eric Gambrell, Eric Gambrell, you're a gentleman and a scholar, because he has been refusing for VRN to have single file racing. He's just like, no, we're going double file. Let's do this. Finally, Joseph Vulpes comes up and he has a helper. Just so happens, though, it's the guy who may or may not have given a not so great push on the last wreck. But hey, beggars can't be choosers.
He's gonna get him. You know what? While we're playing single file, let's save some fuel. I think this is as good a time as any, maybe to kick it over to one of our sponsors here on the Vortex Racing Network, KK Woodscape. Kevin
here at KK Woodscapes
Trophy Endeavor, providing trophies across the Vortex Racing Network umbrella, giving trophies to champions, pole sitters, and individual race winners, rookies of the year, best of the rest contestants, all these trophies. You want to memorialize a moment for your league. Let's take it up a notch. Maybe you got a fantasy football league, youth sports, anything. These are handcrafted wood trophies. He's going to pick the wood, laser etch them. He'll work with you to design them. Look at that amazing set of coasters as well. KK Woodscape's original trophies. You got a need, you got an itch, he'll scratch it. He's got wood.
Yep, you've got the hard-earned victories. He's got the wood for them.
And here we go. Second group. Maybe. I see now maybe Eric will get a little help.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a chance.
I like what Gamble's doing, and I gotta say, Mean Gene, if you're gonna have only 3 drivers in a line, give me these 3.
Yeah, Joe Volpus there in the middle, Grant Applegate. But, you know, Volpus was earlier just kind of half throttling.
Here comes Lesko. Lesko to come help out, Mean Gene. He wants that lucky dog position. It's right there for the taking. He is side by side now with Lewis. That's a huge position for Lesko.
It is Lesko taking over the possible lucky dog situation from Steve Lewis. And Zerwick a full second back with Alves. So Lesko and Lewis, that's who we're paying attention to. Lynott 3 wide again for just a heartbeat. Look at Lesko pushing into the back of Applegate.
Think he'll take that bottom when he can, Mean Gene.
Of course, wiggling. Yeah, if he could see an opening ahead of Lewis, but I would not take that risk with the good captain.
I also don't know if I want the guy that can take away my lucky dog, who needs his luck, who needs that lucky dog right behind me and give me a little boop into a wreck. I don't know. Lesko's a lot to think about right now. He's trying so hard to recover from his early misfortunes. Doing a great job. Gets really, really tight there with a big run. Nearly takes off Grant Applegate's rear bumper. That was a close call and goes to show how quickly those runs, specifically on the top, can form up.
22 laps remaining here at Daytona. You're watching the second race of our 3-race round of 12. Elimination on the horizon next week at Phoenix. Plenty of drivers in danger here today, needing to do their best effort. A win would put you in. And right now, Kenneth Redinger getting the push from his Venom teammate, Justin Parham. You might be wondering where that third Venom driver is. That's Jay Stinson. He's about the 8th car on that inside lane, running that number 99. So lots of activity. Woo, Gambrel and Wyatt Mickelson.
What better camera angle could I bring you guys to show you the intensity of these side drafts? Because I don't think those zoomed out angles quite do it the justice. You can't fit a piece of paper between these race cars most of the time.
No, sir. That's Jeff Herman right underneath the quarter of the 77 of Gambrel. Side by side, here comes Farmer, going to side draft with Volpus, Applegate next to Jay Stinson. And now Louis finding himself back ahead temporarily of Nate Lesko. So lots of battles going on here, about to come to the completion of lap number 61. 19 laps at the flag.
And then now with this static angle where we kind of just sit on the racetrack, it looks like these guys have all the time in the world to make these moves, but then you look at it this way, Mean Gene, they have no time. Look how fast these race cars are making their way around this racetrack. That really gives you an idea of just how quickly everything is happening for these drivers here. Eric Gambrel has been doing everything he can. He had that 46 up to technically 3rd place. He is doing such a great job on that outside. I really cannot say enough good things about what he's done. And also everyone behind him, Lesko, Volpus, and Applegate making that line work. They're not going to give up on this. And if it was anyone besides those 2 teammates in 1st and 2nd on the bottom, I think it would have been successful by now.
Yeah, and right there, look at the 3rd car on the apron. Oh, Gambrel, why would you do that in front of Iverson? You're looking for a tombstone.
What was that? I didn't even know why I did that. I liked it, but I didn't know why I did it.
Oh, you're looking for a tombstone, my friend. That you are a lucky man indeed. Look at Applegate and Lesko 3 wide with Mickelson. Lesko gonna let off. He had a hell of a run. He just went with it. Now drops back into place. Lesko still okay ahead of Steve Lewis for the lucky dog. Volpus with a little bump into Gambrel. 2 lead cars on the outside lap. Here comes Lesko and Applegate, and now Lynott gonna make it 5. Lesko really wants to go around Applegate. He is tired of waiting. He wants his lap back the old-fashioned way.
Let's Go's got places to be, things to see. He has no time for anybody right now, me and Gene. And I think we have to have a new saying that we add to this, and it's only Eric Gambrell, because nobody else on the planet would have ever done that. I don't even know why, how. I can't even begin to understand, but I loved it. I hope that his middle finger was outside of his window when he did that to Iverson, because he might as well have been. That was such a troll job. And now Gambrell's loose! He's loose! Into the wall!
Let's go!
Oh, no.
Took out Lesko with the T-bone.
He did, and I got you, Minji. Don't you worry.
Oh no, I'm looking at Garen, Ryan Holler.
No, that was a commentator's jinx if I've ever seen one. I'm sorry, Eric. All right, me and Gene, let's take a look. Eric Gambrell. If a cat has 9 lives, he may have used them all up. And let's take a look. I think just a rough push again from Vulpes, but I don't think you can put this one on Vulpes.
Novella got it.
Did he? All right, here we go. Here is the initial incident. Gambrell with a late, really actually seemed to get into Iverson there, which got him loose. Nowhere Vulpes can go. Nowhere Vulpes can go. Nothing he can do. Into the wall. You can see Vulpes trying to check up. He gets actually into, Applegate and Lesko. Massive damage to the 10 of Lesko, and then into Steve Lewis, interestingly, into the 41.
Into Holler.
Yep, and the 99
Look at
of
all those
Stinson.
T-bones.
Look at Kevin Kyle potentially drive through the Red Sea here.
Yeah, Owens got through.
Oh, we're going on board with Kevin Kyle. We are. Oh yeah, look at. I mean, David Owens always gets through these. He's so good at that. But let's take a look at what Kevin Kyle saw here, me and Gene, because this looked like it was a crazy one. This is from the view of Kevin Kyle. You see the wreck above? He can't even see the wreck. Gets into Garen there. And that actually is what opened the Red Sea for him. And look at Stinson.
Wow. You just like, please spin somewhere
Please,
else.
just, yeah, somewhere else. Oh, or save it. Don't know. Oh, and Owens had no time for that. Great job by Owens there, really. And
I think David Owens keyed his car on the way by.
I think I did. Out. Which is even, that just goes to show how talented David Owens is. As everybody besides Brayden Garen going to bring it down in the pits.
Oh, we've seen this movie before.
We've seen this movie before. This is not even the sequel.
He did not take tires on lap 47. Oh, snap. All right, so fuel not going to be an issue for all the guys that came in here on lap number 64. Brandon Garen up front in that number 57 Ford. Not sure if he's thinking there's going to be another caution and then he can come take gas. But that 57 up front. You can also see Lucas Alves and Nate Lesko. They are behind the pace car looking for the opportunity for a wave around. Here comes Kenneth Redinger. So Redinger, looks like Gagarin is actually fading back. Not sure where he's going to be. He last pit on lap number 47, but didn't pit. Perhaps he's coming in here now. I do see him below the apron, as is Lesko. So a little bit of confusion there. Lesko below the apron, Garen back up above it. Going to get a little clarification here as the pace car is slowly advancing to the start-finish line. Lights still on. So we're still waiting to see how this is going to go. Nate Lesko not going into the pits.
Why is Garen pitting?
I'm not sure, but
Giving up
there
the
he
lead.
is. He didn't want that smoke.
Maybe he did not have enough gas to finish the race. Maybe it was like we saw with Sanders last week. It just an accident, missing his stall. Garen electing not to maintain the lead of the race. So that is going to give a gift wrapped beautifully for Kenneth Redinger.
What is Lesko doing? Look at Lesko now. He's pulling way down on the apron.
Yeah, what is Lesko doing? Maybe parking it for the day? Oh, Lesko might be parking it. Oh, maybe not.
All right, so Louis has parked it.
Lesko parks it, me and Gene. Oh my gosh.
Wow. So, playoff implications here today. The 53 of Bollinger does not show up. Then you've got Lesko now parking it as well. So those two playoff drivers with serious issues. Lewis still being shown 2 laps down now. And Lewis has actually gone behind the apron as well. So 3 drivers out. One didn't start the race.
To add to the issues, Eugene, look at the screen right now. To add to the problems for those drivers, could there be a worse leader?
He could make that line bump right up. Volpus in second, Justin Parham third, Iverson needing a big day is in fourth. Playoff driver Wyatt Mickelson fifth. Last week's winner Applegate sixth. Kevin Kyle, David Owens, best friends.
Yes.
On row number 4. Buddy Sully, Zach Clausen on row number 5. So let's keep an eye on that blue and orange Nas 8 and that white and black 29 as we get ready to go back under green. Kenneth Redinger being shown as your leader. And away we go. Great start here by the drivers. Outside lane, Joe Volpus going way too fast.
Redinger blinked.
He's going way too fast. Let's see what happens. Will he get a black? I don't know.
No, I think Redinger lost connection there, Mean Gene. I think he lost connection. I had my camera on Redinger. Oh my goodness! As Owens gives a really big push to Applegate, yeah. But I think Redinger there with an issue. But I don't think Volpus will be punished for that. We'll have to see. We'll know right away.
All right, so Garen. All right, there we go. Now we're back to normal. All right, so Volpus on the outside row, getting hard pushes from Iverson. Holds on for dear life, but he's fading backwards. Inside lane with Redinger with a huge advantage. Look at Applegate, 3 wide. Gets into Iverson. Volpus loses to Joe. Volpus into Farmer, and it's Mayhem.
This is the big one at Daytona, Mean Gene. Oh my God, it's not over yet.
Let David Owens make it through.
Of course. What else would happen?
Okay. Clip. All right, boys and girls at home.
Clip that.
Send this one to Kevin.
Clip it. Say something funny, so it's a funny clip. Do you have any good dad jokes?
No dad jokes for you. Wow. I'll tell you what, that thing got loose real fast. Teammates Tony Iverson, Grant Applegate.
This is a few wrecks,
gone wrong.
This was a few wrecks. This was UGLY. Gonna try to get you guys a good angle on this one because it's already started, as you can see. I think it started with, I don't know, it was Volpus and Iverson, definitely, but what the heck happened to Volpus? All right, here we go. Let's go real time, yeah? Let's just see what happens real time here.
Yeah. Look at the push. Iverson got sideways.
And then Volpus just doesn't recover. And it really was kind of like 2 wrecks. So let's go look at this again, and we'll keep our eye on Volpus because he really did tell the whole story. Volpus, it hasn't been his fault, but he had just found himself in all of these things. Here we go around here. There's the moment. Applegate goes high. No one in line, and that's what creates these situations. We always say the word disorganized. And then, Iverson gets hooked by his teammate of Applegate. Volpus unable to save it. And honestly, you see Owens get into actually as well. God, what a big hit for Joe Volpus here, Mean Gene.
It looks like Jay Stinson also got involved in that.
Sanders, too. Massive hit for Sanders. That's a shame. And then, is that Kevin Kyle? No, that's Skirwick on the outside. Skirwick destroyed. Kyle not destroyed. Garen. Stinson.
And look at that. Look at the 41 of Holler, dude. He gets hit by 3 different cars at the end.
Holler was on all 3 of them, and none of them were his fault. And I think the 15 that drove through all this. I think Alves managed to drive through all this. But yeah, we'll go back live to see what's going to happen. This is going to completely put everything upside down. And hold on, I'm just going to pull it up real quick so I don't say anything stupid here, Mean Gene, in terms of who is what. 1, 2. There are
8 cars driving.
How many of them are playing? 3 of them?
Redinger, Parham, Mickelson, the top 3.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah. So we have 3 there. Parham is...
No. It's not Parham. It's not Parham.
Yeah, so Renger Nicholson. Kevin Kyle is not in the postseason.
Buddy Sully in 5th is a playoff driver.
Yep.
Novella in 6th. That's it. 4.
That's it. Everybody else is in the pits or out of this race.
And Novella's already hurt, though. Remember, Novella was in a wreck early.
Yeah. Novella, let's take a look at that race car of Novella real quick. See what that one looks like.
Buddy Sully's been in a couple of incidents as well.
Novella's race car looking healthy. See Buddy Sully's looking good as well. So these guys may have a winning race car. I don't know what you do about Kenneth Redinger, and not just that. I mean, Gene, Justin Parham is not in the postseason, and that's his teammate.
What about Mickelson's car? What's he doing?
I think Mickelson's looking good. Mickelson's been quiet today. No, he's looking real good. Everything on Mickelson's car looking good.
You know what? Go back to that other angle. Well, that VRN's looking good.
Where was it? Over here. Oh, it is looking real good.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That looks really good.
Appreciate that, buddy.
Repping our set.
Look at that. Mickelson can't wait for that race win diecast.
Yeah, we're going to make up gang signs.
Yeah, you don't know him yet? I'll teach you him.
Ooh, lordy.
Oh my God, it looks like the clash out here, Machine. There's no one left.
Yeah, we're down to a heat.
Mm-hmm.
We're heat racing. All right, so looks like we're still going to have 20 cars on the lead lap. Jack Sanders being shown in the pit at the moment. And he's going to be a lap down for sure. Joe Volpes somehow stays on the lead lap. Not sure what's left under the engine of that number 98 Ford. But up front, we're keeping an eye on the top 6 cars. We'll see.
Looks that way.
The
A
others
lot of these
look
cars
like they
were
got some
joining.
damage.
Yeah, but more than I expected still in the race. Up to 20th of Volpes. There he is. Still out here. And you'd swear these guys have fast repairs because that thing should look a hell of a lot worse. It doesn't look, it doesn't look good. That Lizard.
No, look at that.
bit
Applegate's
messed
car
up.
looks great.
It does, right? I don't get it.
Holler's car looks great.
Next gens, I guess.
Iverson.
It's like Tyler Reddick got some cheaters here, me and Jane. But will any of them have anything they can do about Kenneth Redinger and Justin Parham? They are going to be loyal to one another.
Wow.
And we just saw what happens when Racing Tyrants works together. It did not go well there. Here we go, me and Jane.
No,
a window
we've seen
is
some
open.
hard pushes.
Some hard, and they happen fast.
All right, we're going to have 10 laps. Once we come across that start-finish line, fuel no longer a problem. Keep an eye on the 42 of Kenneth Redinger as he is being shown as your leader. Green flag, away we go. Clean start, outside lane. Kenneth Redinger going to bring Kevin Kyle, Matt Novella with him. Redinger going to cut down to the apron immediately. And now you can see inside lane making it happen. Outside lane only has 3 cars.
I think we need the outside run, though, Major. I think we're going to finally get it. Look on this backstretch. I am assuming, I think Kevin Kyle's going to have that run we've been waiting to see all day. Let's see.
3 cars on the outside lane. Here comes Jeff Herman as the 4th car, but he can't close the gap. Inside lane now. 7 strong, and Kyle Lynott says, let's go 3 wide.
Of course.
Taking Jeff Herman up high. That outside lane dies immediately. Kevin Kyle, Novella, Grant Applegate, no help as Lynott killed the momentum of any outside lane. Inside lane now, teammates, Redinger, Parham. Redinger, he's 12th in the points here, trying to move up above the cut line. This week in Phoenix, his only chances, and he's got a teammate in tow. Wyatt Mickelson above the cut line running 3rd, and then Buddy Sully, 4th car inside lane. Got a push from his Tyrant teammate Owens. Look at Ryan Holla, 6th car on the inside. That's that yellow 41. Still looking clean. He's got a shot here as well. Outside lane now up to 4 cars, Zach. As you can see, the 57 of Guerin. And here comes Jeff Herman. We've got a race on the outside now, boys.
Yeah, it's starting to build up some steam, and they're starting to get the volume that they need to have a shot at this inside lane. As we can see, Mean Gene, all day today. Maybe it's nighttime. Oh, as Stinson around, they'll likely go on the race service. There is the caution. Dagger to round 2.
Oh, and Stinson taps the wall one more time for good measure.
Hard in the wall as well. As both of them, it looks like we were looking at other places, but both of them, it looks like, had the same fate there. Yeah, it's Darger, trying to bring him back to the pits in that car. Really not happy with him, it appears. As let's take a look how this one happened. All the way in the back of the field, Mean Gene, about...
We didn't go 3 wide with Kyle Lynott, did we?
Oh, boy. Maybe, I think we went... No, we didn't. We went 4. No, we went 3, and then... Ooh, I think Stinson just coming down, maybe not knowing that Darger was there. And
yeah, that's what it looked like.
That's going to bring Stinson around. Keep our eye on Stinson as, like you said, I believe he hit pretty hard on the outside wall. And you see Darger going to the inside. These guys splitting like a fortune cookie right now.
And then Darger touched it.
Yeah, he hit pretty significantly. Means I got real time here. As he's trying to gather it up. Boom. And then, yeah, Stinson. It looks like Stinson, same fate, different part of the track. What happened to Jay here?
Yeah.
Locks it up.
Dang,
into the house.
Jay's right front still looks worse than the rest of him.
Yeah, it does. These cars finally starting to show some signs of wear, Mean Gene, as my assumption now is that we're going to go green with something to like, geez, 5 to go.
Could be. So this thing heating up again, playoff on the line for many of these drivers. And you know what? Let's talk about our season-long sponsor one more time, Jordan Fisher. Jordan Fisher and Fish Speed Brakes all season long, bringing us these broadcasts. And how about that partnership we've opened up with Fish Speed Brakes, giving you the track guides following the official schedule of iRacing so that you can get that little inside advantage for next-gen fixed car setups of how to run those officials. Jordan's done amazing things. We know over on the Premier Cup Bonfire Sunday League, we've watched Jerry Rose go from 9 DNFs last year to 5 top 10s and 2 top 5s in just 9 races this season. Talk about a turnaround. Fish Speed Brakes, he can polish a turd.
Yeah,
put that on a trophy.
I think, I mean, at least on a shirt. But it really is true. Jordan Fisher, you're seeing so many points of evidence of his coaching ability and just how brilliant of a race car driver he is. Been a great time working with him on those track guides, being able to pick his brain and learn more about racing myself. I personally become faster just listening to him talk about a next gen, and I don't ever drive next gens, Mean Gene. Just so valuable to talk to Jordan Fisher. He just always, every time I work with him, he says one little nugget that sticks with me that completely changes the way I approach racing. I cannot recommend the track guides enough, but even more, I cannot recommend his coaching just as much. Such a valuable resource that is with Fish Speed Brakes. Definitely take advantage of it, because if you're not, you're going to get beaten by the guys that he is coaching.
Yeah, and you can also look at the captain of his Sunday Premier Cup team. Evan Stewart picked up his 3rd win at Kansas, and that also is one of the coaches. So multiple coaches over there. Once you get into that channel, you're going to get Garage 61, and you can analyze those lines. He can look and give you real-time feedback on how you're coming into the turns, where the car is setting, rolling, braking, everything, going over qualifying, pit entrances, all the little details that are going to just make you a little bit faster and give you that confidence late in the run. Nothing better than having better tires than your opponents in the last 10 laps of a fuel run. And that's something you're going to get out of that group over there at Fish Speed Brakes.
And then
back to the, go ahead.
Oh, and on that note, I think it kind of goes one-on-one together as much, just as much as clip this stuff, because we have some really fun action out happening today. So we'd love to see those clips, and that has really helped the channel grow. But also a big thank you to Jordan Fisher with those track guides, because that's also really helped this network grow. And this weekend, Mean Gene, VRN hit 300 subscribers, which is a really, really awesome milestone. And not only that, the growth right now since we've gone down these new boulevards of shorts and track guides, and also bringing in the Quantum Cup Series with Kevin Kyle has been just so big for the league. So I want to say thank you to all the new viewers we have out here, all the new subscribers, and to all those who have been there from day one. 300 subs, a big milestone for this network, but we hit that stuff so quickly after really changing the direction a little bit here, Mean Gene, that I can't wait for 500 because I know it's right around the corner.
Hey, 309 subscribers, and we whacked that 50,000 views.
Yes, sir. That too,
also,
50,000
so
views.
You get a little bit of that.
Yes, sir. That is nothing.
That's for you, the viewers at home, too, because without you guys, we're not doing this thing at all. So you know what? Jump on that train. We love the bandwagon here at Vortex Racing Network. Make sure you're subscribed. Borrow your friend's computer. Subscribe them. Share and like these videos. Move them up, and you can share with your friends all the foolishness that we get to enjoy. Not one, not two, but 5 times a week right here on the Vortex Racing Network. You're watching Monday Night Mayhem. This is live action from Daytona International Speedway. This is the second race in our 3-race round of 12. Elimination next week at Phoenix, so every point very, very important. Teammates Kenneth Redinger and Justin Parham up front. Redinger on the outside, currently 12th in points. Would love to get that win in your end. Especially considering he just won Friday night ARCA. So this guy knows how to win on the super speedway. He just did it. 2 out of 3 wouldn't be bad.
It would not, and it wouldn't be abnormal either.
Getting ready to go green, keeping an eye on
Outside.
that 42. He's on the outside
Again,
lane.
yeah.
Behind him, you can see Sully, and when Wyatt Mickelson, another guy, that 51, looking for his first win this year. Today could be the day. David Owens, Ryan Holla, also on the inside row, Kevin Kyle, Matt Novella, third and fourth car, outside lane. Away we go. Good jump there by the 42. Little bit of a burp of the throttle by Parham. Okie dokie. And
Yes.
now you can see the Venom teammates 1-2, and then Mickelson right up the tailpipe of Parham in third. Outside lane, Buddy Sully getting the help from Kevin Kyle. David Owens, fourth guy on the inside lane, followed by that yellow 41 of Holler. Outside lane coming hard. Brandon Garrett into the back of the 56 of Novella. Backs up the rear row. Look at this. Kevin Kyle says, I'll go 3 wide. And Jeff Herman says, not this time. Push me instead.
Buddy Sully had to know what was going to happen there, Mean Gene, and he let Redinger do whatever he wanted. He gave him a gap. He let him go too far ahead. He let Stinson sag. He let Parham sag. Everything they wanted, they got, and now they're getting to enjoy the fruits of their labor. You're going to see Sully here on the outside with Kevin Kyle pushing him to try to do something about it, but he has the deck stacked up against him, and it's not going to help his Novella disappears on an outside lane, and when that happens, those momentary lapses of disappearing, that kills the draft, Mean Gene. That stuff cannot happen. Redinger right now in control, 3 to go. Those guys, those teammates working the inside with Mickelson as the third car.
Coming out of turn 2 onto the back stretch. Venom teammates trying their best. Mickelson, third car on the inside lane. Owens Holler. Outside lane, though, now 5 strong as Buddy Sully pushes into the lead with Kevin Kyle giving him the help. Novella, Guerin, Iverson goes 3 wide. Leaves Guerin out to dry. Jeff Herman going to go with him. Guerin trying his best to hold on to that Bronco. Up front, inside lane now with the advantage. The 42 crosses the line. 2 to go.
The car who led the white flag lap in the DDRL race did not win here at Daytona just hours ago. We all know here at Daytona the lead is oftentimes the worst place to be, but that outside lane needs more, and it has nothing. I'm not sure if it was Iverson going the outside or what it was, or a lack of organization, as Kevin Kyle gets turned around. Kyle around into Applegate again.
Yellow flag is out.
Novella, Kyle, all in the action. There goes David Owens spinning. Playoff drivers all over the track. This is insanity as once again, aggression takes the better part of patience, and we find ourselves under caution on lap number 79. This is going to be a green-white checker showdown.
I think we got Grant Applebush over here pulling himself a nice little Kyle Busch drive all the way to the pits in reverse, and we will keep tabs on this to see if Applegate can pull it off, Mean Gene. This is a big moment here for Applegate. No, we can't. Would have been 20 bonus points if he could have. It wouldn't be.
Grant Applegate, of course, last week's winner at Dover.
Thank God.
Now finding himself really behind the 8 ball.
So here we go.
Watch
Let's take a look,
Novella
Mean
push
Gene.
Kyle.
Is that what it is? All right, let's keep an eye on Kevin, or keep an eye on Kevin Kyle, and it's gonna be a big one. So I want to get us a big angle here. Here we go, and here we go, and it's a bad push, but it's 2 to go. There's no such thing as a bad push. You're getting every push, buddy. I don't care. And that's exactly what happened there, as Matt Novella gives a push to Kevin Kyle, and they exit the corner, one of the most sketchy spots. And this is often what happens, and why you don't do it during the mid parts of the race. But why, when the pay windows are open, all bets are off, Mean Gene. This is what happens.
Insanity. And I tell you what, you know who might have been one of the luckiest guys in all of that mess? Might have been Brandon Guerin. Guerin had just got abandoned in that run.
Yes.
He had just gotten abandoned in that run and faded all the way to the back. And then that wreck occurs.
Let's watch this from
and
his
what
point of view.
happens? Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yep.
It
You know,
didn't
if
even
I'm
did
him
you see
driving
what-
by, I'm like, that's what you get for abandoning me. That's what you get.
Mean Gene, look to the left of Garand after the wreck feels like it's over, okay? So right now, with your left, Right. Boom. It's not over yet.
Oh,
Bye, Jack
Jack.
Sanders. Poor Jack Sanders. Honestly, poor Jack Sanders. Did not deserve that. He had done everything right. And these guys, oh, they're going to pit. Not Redinger, not Parham, not any of them. And we're going to overtime, Mean Gene. This is absolutely going to be... Thank you. Thank you very much. This is absolutely going to be an overtime restart. There was about, I don't know, a quarter of a mile, yeah, left in that lap for Redinger. Oh, that's got to sting. But he still has Parham. The only guy he's got to worry about is Mickelson. And what Mickelson needs to focus on here, Mean Gene, you know what's about to happen. Redinger's going to take the outside. Parham's going to take the inside. Parham's going to sag. Redinger's going to go in front. They're going to have an okie dokie. You need to do what Guerin did. You need to find any possible way to throw a wrench in that system.
yeah. Well, you know what? I got multiple ideas of what could go wrong, but I'm going to go with reason number 8. And that's David Owens. He's going to be the second car on that outside lane. And when Redinger goes, I think Owens is going to be so far up the tailpipe of the 42 that Owens might lose a watch up in there, and he's going to slam it down onto the apron where Parham is. So if Parham and Redinger don't keep this thing tighter than a frog's butthole, that number 8 is going to slam it down, and that's just how she goes in the okie dokie land.
Yep.
Wyatt Mickelson, guess what's going to be behind Wyatt Mickelson? That's his teammate, the 41 of Ryan Holla.
Not
so
in the
Holla
playoffs.
and Mickelson, they are ready to take advantage of anything. So you've got Venom up front, you got David Owens, the wild card, and then you got the teammates of Holla and Mickelson behind them. Then you got some more tyrants with Buddy Sully and Tony Iverson. Lucas Alves
Still
making
alive.
his way back onto the lead lap. Good for him, Luke. Now, Cool Hand Luke going to be running in 8. Brandon Guerin still alive. They abandoned him, but he's back. He's like that Vietnam movie, you know, where he's like, go on without me.
There he comes back anyway.
Tell my story. And then you get back and he's there waiting for you.
And
Like,
we'll see.
Where did you...
And
Where'd you
sometimes they say racing is a movie. Mean Gene, maybe today will be a movie for Guerin. He is on the lead lap. And in overtime, I did say when we were going in the choo-choo train, which I can't stand, that you're not going to win the race from 9th place. Well, guess what? In overtime with 2 to go, yeah, you can win the race from 9th place. You can win the race from 15th place. So Brandon Guerin, it is not over. It's not over for Iverson yet. Iverson over in 7th, Solly in 6th. These guys, but one thing, Mean Gene, they've got to keep in the back of their minds. Lesko out of the race. Lewis out of the race. Novella all the way in the back. Volpis in the pits.
Bollinger at the house.
Not here, exactly. Do not let this points opportunity pass you by.
All right, so lights are off on the pace car as we are getting ready for our first green-white checker attempt here in the second race of the round of 12. Tensions are high as we have seen a couple of hard pushes gone wrong. But now it's all back on the straight and
My heart's
narrow.
beating, Mean Gene.
19 cars on the lead lap. Vulpes continuing to stay down in the pit. Don't think he is going to make it back.
And you see Owens on the outside. Like you said, Owens is going to be the wild card here. He is the X factor, and the sag is already on. Look at the sag from Parham.
Yep. It is interesting. He's going to be exactly as far
Push
back
him,
as he
Wyatt.
can get, almost on that wheel. Here comes Holler and Mickelson tightening it up. The Iverson behind them. Lots of
There it is,
racing
by Wyatt.
tyrants. 3, 2, 1, away we go. Look at
Owens!
that start. And Owens is up on it. No
Perfect.
okie dokie today.
What a restart by David Owens. That's as good as you will ever see.
Yep, and he is there. Look at this. And now Redinger in a fight for his life, knowing David Owens not going to let him go nowhere. Parham getting the hard push from Mickelson. Here comes Holler. Here comes Iverson.
Oh!
Big wiggle there. Mickelson lets off. Good driving as he holds on to that pony, but going to give it up to Parham. Redinger, Owens, Parham, Mickelson, Holler, wide open. Who's going to blink and go to the top lane first?
What does David Owens do? He can't go. That 19 is not going with him. He knows that he's going to have to wait for Wyatt, and then he's going to have to hope that works out. Owens has about a millisecond. You got to go, David. This is your moment, but I get it. That run isn't there, Mean Gene. We're going to make it to the white flag, I think. Here we go. White flag at the and Owens going to take it.
Owens goes up high, and look at Kyle Lynott.
That was
Says, I'm going to go
perfect.
3 wide again because I'm that guy.
That was
Holler,
perfect.
Mickelson, they're closing fast on David Owens. Look at all the bumping, and now it is the 57 of Guerin 3 wide. Mickelson goes top. Can he hold it? Will he get the push? He cuts down in
help.
front of Owens. He's got no help. There's the 41 of
Iverson's
Redinger.
here. Look at Iverson. Mickelson trying to find help anywhere he can find it. Moving around all these lanes, the inside at such an advantage. I think Mickelson might be able to build something up. They need to figure out the outside lane to keep being loose. Keep your eye on the 13 of Iverson.
It looks like the 42 of Redinger. He gets, and now Parham is spun by Iverson into Novella. They're crashing up front. The number 42. He's going to the round of 8. Kenneth Redinger wins in the ARCA series. Kenneth Redinger wins Monday Night Mayhem.
Kenneth Redinger knows how to get around these tracks. Like we say, these places even the playing field, but in reality, sometimes they don't. Because some guys, Kenneth Redinger can figure it out on a road course, on a short track, on a speedway. He also knows how to do this. Redinger controlling the race. There's a reason he was the first ever VRN driver to watch, and I'm going to go ahead and go to the pay window right now and cash that in because we knew this thing 80 laps ago. What a job by Redinger.
Yeah, he was one of the guys that we were looking at. Such success that he's had, and now it finally crosses over into the next gen world as he takes the dub here today. Meanwhile, they are chirping on the radio like a Canadian hockey team.
Shut up, boys. It's Daytona.
Hey, what are you doing, huh? Hey, what's the matter, you?
What's the matter with you? They're Canadians. They'll get over it. They'll apologize for each other. They'll eat donuts.
They are excited down there. Kenneth Redinger with the dub. Inside lane had the advantage. You know, I would go back to that replay, and you can look at when Kyle Lynott said, I'm going to go 3 wide, that outside lane died. It got chaotic, and that's where the insanity really began. But that is exactly what Lynott had done all day long. He kept poking up there, making a 3rd lane.
And yeah, this is coming to the 3. This is the white flag, Mean Gene. And first thing to look at here is Wyatt Mickelson, and he did nothing wrong. Let me make this clear. This is a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. But the one thing that Wyatt Mickelson was not going to do is just watch himself lose this race. He was not going to watch a lane drive past him. He was going to go down swinging, and that's exactly what he did. He saw the outside line with a bigger run than the middle lane, and he's going to take this outside. He's going to take it late, and this is where I think iRacing and IRL separate themselves quite a bit. In real life, this move works, and I think maybe what killed it there is that bailing out by Guerin. And if you're Brendan Guerin, hell yeah, you do that, Mean Gene. Hell yeah, you do that. Screw that guy. I'm going in the middle now. You have to take the runs when they come to you this late in the race, and now he's with Buddy Sully, but the run is dead. And like you said, now we're looking at the inside with the advantage, and like I said here, me and Gene, keep your eye on Tony Iverson because he's a smart race car driver. He knows there's two teammates in front of him, so what's the first thing you gotta do? Dispose of the first one.
Yep. And he's got a tombstone, and he pulls it out from under the seat.
And this isn't dirty. It's an intentional bad push.
Wicks it out his arm, and here comes that tombstone.
He's pushing in the worst place you could push, which is what you should be doing the last lap of the race. That's what I'm doing, me and Gene. I'm pushing you every chance I get. I'm trying to turn you around. I'm not trying to wreck you, but I'm going to give you every push in the worst spot. Maybe you'll win, maybe you'll hold on to it, maybe you won't. And that's what Tony Iverson put in Parham's hands there. Parham not able to hold on, and that's going to create a massive wreck behind him as Novella gets caught up in that.
Look at Mickelson make it.
He did it.
Wow.
That's why you make that aggressive move, because he's in front of that lane and he's going to get a good finish for this. Wyatt Mickelson going to be looking at a chance to race for a championship next week.
Yeah, and everybody goes
Novella
everywhere.
lost about 10 spots and 100 yards, Mean Gene.
So let's go ahead and pull up that final finishing order for the fans at home. Let's see where we land
Fourth.
after all that carnage. Oh.
4th to 5, 6, 7, 8. Where did Novella finish? I'll pull it up right now. That's so brutal for Matt Novella. You do everything right, and then with 100 yards to go.
17.
From 4th to 17th and about the length of a football field.
How about Ryan Holler? Same way. That guy was up in like 5th. He finds himself faded back. So
Zach
here we go.
Clausen.
Unofficial results. Here we go. Congratulations, Kenneth Redinger. You will be going to the round of 8. Phoenix is just perfunctory for the 42. Tony Iverson with the second place finish needed that run, and he got it today as he pilots his way to second place. Zach Clausen, best finish of the year as Farmer jumps on the podium, and he's still jumping. Good job for the 43 here today. Wyatt Mickelson coming home in 4th. Good continued run. He was above the cut line and going to continue that progress as the 51 brings it home in 4th place. Buddy Sully, 5th place here today for the 21. Going to be happy to get that top 5 at the Super Speedway. Kyle Lynott kept riding that 3rd lane, and it finally paid off as he comes home in 6th. Eric Gambrill, lucky 7s as the 77 comes home in 7th. Lucas Alves, we saw him 2 laps down, battled back, got on the lead lap, comes home in 8th. Jay Dargert, another guy, led a lot of laps early, Zach. Didn't have a whole lot of help out there. Comes back in 10th. And Jeff Herman, good day for Jeff, that 87. He was quiet, and that's going to pay off for a 10th place finish.
Yeah, great job. A lot of the quieter drivers able to get to a good finish here today. And then also a lot of the louder ones able to recover for one. Kyle Lynott, Mr. 3 wide, 6th place for all that drama here today. Great job from Lynott. Couldn't have told me that Eric Gambrill was going to end up 7th in this race, nor could you have told me that Alves would be in 8th after what we saw them deal with earlier in this race. So great job by all those drivers. Shout out Zach Clausen for that podium finish. Can't wait to talk to him. Matthew Skirwick of Daily Drivers Inc. with the 11th place finish. We saw him up and down the field today. Great job getting back on the lead lap and gets an 11th place to show for it. Brandon Guerin, we saw him. He was one of those late guys too, me and Gene. He made a run on the backstretch for the lead. Doesn't work out for him. He ends up in 12th place. So many positions lost in the last seconds in this race. 13th place going to belong to Kevin Kyle. Kevin Kyle had a chance to win it, got a bad push, and that sent him around, never able to recover. Ray Applegate, man, what a movie it was for Applegate. Brutal race for him. He ends up 35 seconds back in 14th place. Jay Stinson going to end up in 15th after helping his teammates have a chance at this win. And in 16th, you're going to have Ryan Holla. Ryan Holla with a great recovery as well. He was involved in a lot of incidents he had nothing to do with, but he is able to recover for a lead lap finish of 16th. Matt Novella, we were talking about that not too long ago, from 4th to 17th in about 100 yards. Brutal for Matt Novella, and same goes for these next two. David Owens going to wind up in 18th, the last car a lap down, and Justin Parham 1 lap down, which means he either didn't finish the race or he went over the incident penalty on that last wreck, which added a lap to his finishing order. So Justin Parham goes from 2nd place to 19th place in a moment. 20th place from London, Joseph Volpus. Volpus with a bad race at Dover and an even worse race here at Daytona. Volpus going to have his back against the wall as we go to the final cutoff race in the round of 12. Couldn't have convinced anybody that that would be the case, but Vulpes nonetheless gonna have to work everything just to make the round of 8. Jack Sanders will be starting in 21st place, and then Nate Lesko, the regular season champion, the rookie of the year, a guy who put the league on notice, is in a worse situation than Joseph Vulpes, had a worse race 1 in the round of 12, and had an even worse race 2 in the round of 12. Nate Lesko is looking at must-win territory next week. Lesko with a nightmare round 12 so far. Steve Lewis, another playoff driver who just has not been able to piece together the finishes he's needed. This was a big one here for Lewis today, and it did not come together. He'll wind up 23rd. He'll also be a must-win next week. John Beverly going to wind up 24th. 46 laps down, some early incidents. Ones that I cannot believe did not take out more drivers. I thought there'd be a lot more guys 46 laps down like John Bev, but I guess not. And Case of Beer with that enormous hit. 3rd week in a row, we've seen a legitimately concerning sim racing hit that scares me whenever I see it, thinking about their hands being on the wheel. Hope Case of Beer is all good, but electing to park it after that massive hit.
Yeah, some crazy racing, wild finish, but we do see Kenneth Redinger punch his way to the next round. Now that is going to wrap up our race portion of the broadcast, but don't go anywhere. But wait, there's more, as we are going to bring you the post-race show brought to you by the Racing Tyrants. Roar! That's right. Thank you so much to Tony Iverson and the Racing Tyrants for the post-race show. And we're going to go ahead and see if we can get the man, the myth, the legend. Looks like Tony Iverson's up there talking to him already, but I'm just going to rip Kenneth away.
Better tell him that I called it.
And bring him all the way down. Kenneth Redinger, you got Mean Gene and Zach Panzarella up in the booth. You got your ears on.
Yeah, I got you.
I'll tell you what, man, you was our wild card to guy to look at the beginning of the race. You bring it home. How are things down in that 42 garage right now?
I just, I don't know. It's like I can't believe it's what an unconventional path to get to this point here. You had that those penalties that were issued before the chase that put me in, and then the first 2 chase races not going so good great on lap 1. Both races getting the front end destroyed, and then you hate to have to come here and be in a must-win situation, which I felt like I kind of was there. I think I was like 9 or 8 points behind the cutoff, so I'm pretty confident in myself at the super speedway races. It's just trying to avoid the messes, and it seemed like everything was happening behind us. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe this is the path it took to get here. But
well, guess what, my friend? You're standing on top of the podium, and you're holding a golden ticket to the round of 8. On top of the world, you can hear it in his voice, the 42, Kenneth Redinger, so thrilled. Now, Kenneth, I don't want to take any luster off of this thing from you, but talk about your teammates here today, man. It takes a village, does it not?
oh yeah, you can't win these races without good teammates, and Justin's really good on these super speedways, and Jay's had a lot of misfortune in the race, so he wasn't able to get up there and run with us, but I had Justin there, and I knew as long as he stayed up there, Justin, we worked together for a very long time, and very comfortable with the pushing that we do together. So as long as we stay together, I was very confident for the end.
Now let me ask you this: I watch a lot of military aviation movies. I'm very familiar. I love the Top Gun series, and you never leave your wingman. When Tony Iverson hit that tombstone on your teammate, did he yell out in Discord, "Go on without me"?
Oh, he said, "I'm going." I said, "Don't worry, I got plenty of space there. I got it in the bag." I don't think I had a Turbo
Yeah.
I don't think I had a Turbo X until that coming out of 4, and I said that you gave me one last kiss, and it was a 4X.
I could imagine that his last words were like, "Speak fondly, take care of my children."
Yeah, I mean, you hate to see your teammate wrecking it behind you, but see that gap.
I probably got more distant too, me and Gene too. Like, take care of my children, like something like that.
as he spins into oblivion. Man, this is amazing too. Now you just took a dub in ARCA too, yes?
Yes.
Yeah. So on fire right now. You're hitting your peak at just the right moment. I know you made the comment about the penalties, changing things, all the viewers at home saw what happened. The league could not ignore what was going on between those drivers. Actions had to be taken. And yes, you were the beneficiary, but ain't nobody saying you're a backdoor entry at this point right now. You're on top of the podium. Nobody had anything as that whole second half of the race. It was you and your teammate up front. Got to be on top of the world, man. You like Phoenix?
I like old Phoenix. Got to work a little bit on that. It's that I guess that dog leg in the back where everybody runs down. It's a little uncomfortable with that. So got a little bit of work to do, but I got a week there, I guess, to get a little bit more comfortable. But this everything that happens on here is just gravy. It doesn't, I shouldn't be here, and but to be part of the next cut here is more than I could ask for. So.
We told him not to let you in the round of 8. We told him we won. We told him you were going to win this race. We called it before we agreed that you were going to win this race, Redinger, and man, you don't disappoint.
No, you did not. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we cut you loose here, Kenneth?
Yeah, just big shout out again to my teammate. Without him, this doesn't happen, and a shout out to all the league admins for putting everything on for us, and then a big shout out to you guys for these broadcasts you do every week. They're fun to go back and watch, and ones that aren't, for the other weekends or the other races, they're fun to watch too. So,
well, I appreciate it, my friend. You guys put on the show, and we just get a front row seat up here for all the action. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Kenneth Redinger, winner here at Daytona International Speedway and round of 8 playoff driver. Kenneth, go celebrate with your teammates. I can see your team waiting for you over there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Congrats, Ken.
Yeah, thank you.
Man, you could hear it in his voice too, dude. Like, we pulled him at just the right moment. He was still in the middle of celebrating. You could see the glow in his eyes, the skip in his step. That you got to love seeing that happen there.
I cannot believe they look at the screen. They let him in the round of 8. Mean Gene, that whole field should have been together and been like, there is one thing that cannot happen. Kenneth Redinger cannot. This is the chance. It's the round of 12. He doesn't have any points because he didn't race, or he raced just enough races to be here. Don't let him get to the round of 8. And we called it before this race. And what happens? Redinger is going to the round of 8. This guy cannot be underestimated. He can win this championship just as much as Bollinger, iRacing, Lesko, Applegate, Vulpes. Anybody can. This is another X Factor. This is another elite driver, another champion. And he's showing right away why it's a problem.
Now we're going to go to the second place finisher. Now, Kenneth jumped up to 3rd in points. But again, with the win, he is going to the next round. Here's another guy. Tony Iverson jumps up 5 spots into the number 4 position. And he has got, about 16 points above that line. So we're going to bring it over and pull him out of the rabbit hole and pull Tony Iverson into the chat.
Let's go racing, boys!
Oh, my. He is over here partying on top of the hood like he just won the race. Tony Iverson, Mean Gene, Zach Panzarella. Can you hear us, brother?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Tony Iverson, that was a day. That was a day, my friend. Up and down. It looked over at, if we're being honest, multiple points. So take me through your day here today. And did you think in your wildest dreams, after everything you've been through today, that you're going to have a chance of winning that race?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, there was, for the whole front half of the race, I thought I was going to have a chance, but then I got, I don't even know what the first thing was that started to kind of throw me back. I think I was in a wreck. I don't know, but I only had a minute of damage, so I was able to get it fixed. And then I was riding around the back and started to feel a little bit desperate because, we had a bad points day last week. And I think I was by points, I was already out of the round of 8. So I was getting a little bit scared, and even through the wreck, I think I was weaving through cars like I was on a go-kart track or something, and Grant's literally in the chat dude, what are you doing? You're gonna hit somebody. I was just rage driving at that point. And then as the laps were winding down and cautions kept coming out, kind of taking your laps away, the chances you have away to like race, the desperation just rises. And I thought I saw a hole in between Garen and a car on the bottom. But it was one of them hosts of our holes, and Garen was nice enough to allow me to drive into there. You know, when he came and let me know that he definitely had to kind of pull over to let me in, that it wasn't as open as I thought it was. And then, you know, right there at the end, I didn't really feel like I had any drafting help behind me, but I was like, you know, I got to try to pass these two guys, because, you know, they were up there together for like the whole second half of the race. So I was like, I doubt any of them will move out of the way to try to beat the other. You know, however they're lined up on the last lap, how they're going to stay. So I tried to pull a move to the outside, and I clipped Parham's bumper, and oh man, that was a hell of a tombstone right there. I think it took out like everybody, and I was like,
he called it, don't worry.
Here we go. You know, it's like, here we go. You know, like it never fails. I either do something that just destroys everybody, or I just get completely destroyed when it comes to these races. But to, you know, win Dega, then come second at Daytona is a completely different thing for me. And I needed a good points day. I think I even got some stage points. So I'm feeling all right about it. Still feel a little guilty about the couple debacles I caused, but, you know, I just didn't want to get eliminated already.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, Tony. Like, I think both of us drivers that are normally close to the front, week in, week out, and then you get to these tracks, and so many of us are just like, screw this place, don't practice this stuff. And yeah, we raced in DDRL before this, and I was able to lead the most laps. And in the back of my mind the whole time, I'm like, I hate that I'm good at this now, because I will likely have my heart broken, which I did, finished in third, and it's a brutal type of racing. But my next question I have to ask you is, with that paranoia, because me and Gene were speculating about that all in the latter half of the race. How much on your mind was it, or how aware of the situation were you? The fact that Nate Leska was out of the race, Joseph Volpes was a lap down, Colin Bollinger isn't here, Steve Lewis was out of the race, Ryan Hollow was having a bad day, laps down. You were in a good points position just to finish the race as long as you finished it. Was that on your mind at all, or were you thinking, let me just get this win so I don't have to think about that?
I was definitely going for the win, but then when we got to like the last couple laps, I started to kind of see the way things were unfolding, and I saw David and Buddy get separated. And when they got separated on that restart, that kind of changed my whole plan, because I was going to try to go with them in any way that I could. And so once that like got swapped around on us, I was just trying my best to get as close to the front as I could, and you know, get as many points as I could. So I honestly expected to finish like third or fourth. So like, and I know the only reason I got second was because Parham came off my bumper. But yeah, I just, you know, I'm not sure if Parham's a playoff driver. If he is, I'm even extra sorry. Okay. Oh God, that makes me feel so much better.
Yeah, he had a simple job: push your playoff teammate to the win.
Yeah, he did a great job. Those guys did a great job. I really feel like we had something going really well in the earlier portions of the race. I feel like we executed almost perfectly on our green flag pit stop, and we're able to kind of stay up front, and you know, like the team was as cohesive as we could be. We did have a moment of miscommunication between Grant and myself,
a little bit,
where I didn't realize he had already pulled up, and I also didn't realize his closing speed, because I was trying to push Volpes and we just weren't moving. And so we all just came together, and I'm sorry to Volpes on that one too. He came into the chat and was like, "What are you guys doing?" And I was honest with him. It was just bad communication on our part. But
it happens here. It happens here, Tony. And that's the thing too. That's also how I feel a lot of time too, is maybe I'm running up front here, but I'm still not very good at this. I still feel like I'm a danger to everybody around me. But with that race today, if the playoffs started, or if the round of 8 started today, you would be in the round of 8. You'd be in the championship if that started today. You're going to have a pretty sizable 24-point advantage going into the last race of the round of 12 over Joseph Volpes, believe it or not, who is the last driver in, tied with Jay Stinson. So Phoenix, a track that you have a very interesting history with. We've seen you be fast there, but we've also seen you have some self-inflicted horror there, for lack of a better word. What is going to be the incentive as we go into Phoenix this next week? And any shout-outs you want to give, make sure to give those as well.
Phoenix is just about getting into the next round. When I won a race there, some things had to fall my way. Otherwise, I was probably just a top 3 to 5 car. This will be my first race there with the new package, so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I feel like the new package has helped me and been something that I've been able to adapt to pretty well. So just trying not to do what I did the first 2 times we raced there and not lay myself into the wall. You know, as long as I don't do that, should be okay. And I'm going to give a shout out to the wife, first and foremost, you know, as I always do. And then shout out to MRL and VRN and everybody that puts this on, and you know the whole VRN team. I've been watching a lot more lately, and just a bunch of killers. It's awesome to listen to. And then the racing tyrants. I feel like we really had some good cohesion. We had a couple moments of miscommunication, but you know, aside from that, I feel like I just honestly just had fun with the group. So. Yeah, you know, we embrace polarizing drivers over at the Racing Tyrants. So, yeah.
Love it, Tony. Amazing job today. And yeah, hey, you're one of the killers now, doing a great job for the DDI MRL Truck Series. Always amazing having you in the booth. Been such a pleasure, and even more pleasure to get to watch you do your thing. Great job today. Way to put yourself in position to continue to survive and advance.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
He needed that, and he came through, man. That was big time for him today.
Yeah, I mean, Gene, after last week's race, I reached out to him, actually, and I said, you need to chill. You need to stop trying to win races in the round of 12. You need to understand that this is not the league it was last year, and that you can't just skip your way to the round of 8, all dandy, thinking it's going to be easy. It's not like that anymore. You got to show up with your best version of yourself. You cannot be greedy in these playoffs. Don't screw up your chance at a championship. Don't screw it up before you even get there. And Iverson, with a very responsible race today, getting a great finish.
Yes, he did. Now, speaking of great finishes, let's go to Mr. Fantastic today. The number 43 of Zach Clausen coming through. Let's effing go, boy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Farmer, you got your ears on, brother.
Yeah.
Come on, baby. Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Give us a burn down.
So, I don't know what happened there at the end. All I seen was 2 cars go one way and the other way, and I didn't care. I gunned it.
I mean, that's what it takes on these things, right?
At that point, it's checkers or wreckers.
They zigged, they zagged, Zach sent it.
Check it out, man. Was it the new paint job? Is that what
Gorgeous
happened?
car.
I mean, is that paint job just so fast they couldn't keep you contained?
I'd like to think so. I had to get rid of the Walmart one. I was no longer the best garden tool.
Well, right now, I'll tell you what, though, man, you are the best number 43 out there. And with this podium finish, you just got to be on top of the moon. Everybody on high alert. Everybody pushing as hard as they could. We saw them go 3 wide multiple times, and then a couple of big incidents. Can you tell me just how close the 43 came to disaster, those last 2 cautions? What was the closest moment you experienced?
Well, I'd say the closest one was right there. Trying to think which incident it was. It was right before the green-white checkered part. So I believe it was whenever Grant and I forget who else got into it whenever Grant started going backwards, and I didn't have any, there was no room to hit the brakes or nothing, so I just downshifted and prayed.
Well, that was the moment, huh?
Yeah, because we started spinning there, and I didn't know if I was going to hit the wall and be done for or not. So I just turned the wheel to the right and hoped I didn't hit the wall.
Well, something special here today. Started in 13th, jumped up 10 spots, bringing it home in third. Fantastic day out here for Clausen. Not in the playoffs this year. You had enough starts, but again, missing a few races makes it difficult on the flip side to push through with such a stacked field. But you let them all know what you were about today with that podium finish. Anybody out there you want to give a shout out to before we let you go today, man?
Yeah, give a shout out to John Beverly there, because he ended up, his race got ended, and he was actually helping a couple of us in there and up in the race chat. He was actually telling us what the damage looked like on the cars, where we could go to, if we needed to come in or not. Actually worked out really well there.
That's valuable.
Ain't nothing like having a spotter, man. John Bev, the commish coming through. That's what you got to love about a good teammate, too. They wreck. They're out of the race. They don't just dip. They don't just dink out of the Discord. They're going to stick around, talk, try to get you through the whole, talk about tire strategy.
And a good
talk about
admin.
Fuel.
What an admin.
Yeah, and yeah,
Most admins would
exactly.
just leave
Staying on
after that.
top of it. So
What a
you
good
gotta appreciate that. Pretty good set of teammates you got down there too. Good group of guys to give you that strategy, but still Clausen behind the wheel today, driving it home to that podium finish. Third place here today for the number 43 Chevrolet. Zach, thank you so much, Farmer. Good talking to you, brother. Have a great evening.
Congrats, man.
Hey, you too. Thank you, man. Thank you.
Hell yeah, man, Gene.
He was due, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the dude was due. I'm sitting here looking at some of his finishes, and it's just rough year, not typical of what he puts up. But you can definitely see a few crashes, a few finishes in the back of the field, and it just has to feel good. And once you got that monkey off your back, man, it's just smooth sailing from there, I feel. You got the albatross that continues to try to drag you down, the bad luck. One good finish, all of a sudden, you're not thinking about the past at all. All you're thinking about is that next race and that next finish.
It's so true. It really is a thing that you see so much, especially in competitive leagues like this, where the entire running order is drivers that are just so elite, and it makes it hard whether or not, that you're running well during the race, but then things might fall apart later in the race. And I think we talked about that a little bit earlier this season. I do remember when I was younger and was new to this service, leagues I was joining, or when leagues joined together, I felt so over my head. And, I could run top 5, top 10 with them for 60% of the race, but I'm pushing so freaking hard just to stick around them that eventually it falls apart. Eventually, I end up making one tiny mistake that cost me the race, and you can't afford that. I think Clausen in a situation like that, and that is not to take anything away from that driver. He's a phenomenal driver. It just goes to show how little room there is for error right now, especially in the playoffs, even though our playoff drivers are finding every error they possibly can. Me and Gene, I did not expect this in the round of 12.
No, but we're getting some action right now. There it is. This is updated to the moment. Remember, the 8 is the cutoff line, but it's a tie. And this is no Bonfire Racing League. No ties. So these two are going to battle it out next week. We'll be keeping an eye on Stinson and Vulpes as they battle. But that line is so close, just 6 ahead of that. Let's go. You can see Novella, and then it eases up a little bit above that. You can see Mickelson, Iverson with just a tad of breathing room. Below that line, though, boy, it's winning. You're in trouble for Lewis, Holla, and Bollinger. Again, I still think a win is on the table for the 41 and his teammate, the 51 this year. If it comes through for Holla at Phoenix, that suddenly moves that magic cut line from 8 up to 7 for guys battling for points. And amazingly enough, a win by Holla could theoretically kick Joe Vulpes and Jay Stinson to the curb.
Yeah, and we don't know why Bollinger didn't show up today. It is not a hypothetical. It's not even a crazy situation to imagine Bollinger winning next week at Phoenix. So, I think if you're Joe Vulpes, a Stinson, even a Lesko, you have to assume you are one spot lower than you are right now. You have to assume that Stinson, Bollinger, Holla, or Lewis are going to get it done. You cannot approach that race thinking about the guy that you are racing above you or with you. If you're Volpus, who cares about Jay Stinson? I need to beat Nate Lesko. I need to get those 6 points back. And then let's talk about Nate Lesko real quick again. My goodness, this is why you run 15 starts. This is why you have perfect attendance. This is why you take those chances. You make sure you win races. You get 8 top 5s, 10 top 10s, and 3 race wins. And you take every chance along the way to gather those regular season bonus points, because my goodness, Nate Lesko has needed every single one of them. He has not finished in the top 20 yet in the round of 12.
But there he is, still holding on. He's like that poster of that cat holding on to the limb. Just hang in there. Just hang in there. I'm looking at Phoenix. Last year, we saw Tony Iverson take the win at Phoenix. We saw playoff driver Matt Novella take 3rd, Applegate 5th. I'm looking down the list. Lewis 14th. Rough day for Colin as he was 64 laps down in 22nd place. Joe Volpus, for whatever reason, didn't run Phoenix last year. Lesko, being a rookie, didn't run. Neither did Holla or Mickelson. Redinger in, so we'll just see what he does. So not a lot of data from last season that we could put forward for predictions of how Phoenix is going to go for him next week. But with the Undertaker Iverson taking that win, and it just wasn't a win. I mean, he scored really good.
Remember a year before that, Mean Gene, where Tony Iverson botched the dog leg and wrecked himself and killed his chance at racing for a championship. That's why you heard Iverson giggle a little bit during the interview. That track has been a tale of 2 very different stories for Tony Iverson.
Oh, Louis had gotten a 5-point penalty for 18 incidents last year at Phoenix too.
How do you? Oh, okay.
Ooh, Applegate 5-point penalty for incorrect car number.
Yep, and he also, I think,
you can't do that.
Mm-hmm. These next gens at Phoenix, Mean Gene, too. They are far and away the hardest car to drive at Phoenix. That dog leg, I'm sorry, so advantageous to those drivers, about a 10th there for yourself every lap. But man, that transition, those next gens cannot stand it. They love to get loose. I remember the first time we went there on the next gen, the new setup, we saw about 4 or 5 cars self spin, and you go straight in the inside wall. It's not just a self spin, it's an EOD. It's in the end of your day when you make a mistake there. So those drivers going to have to really balance their risk taking in that race, Mean Gene. Everything is still going to be up for bets. I know it feels like someone like Mickelson or Iverson can be comfortable. You can't. You cannot end your day before the stage.
And I've seen a lot of people, especially going there with this new horsepower package and no diffuser, coming out of 4. If you try to jerk that wheel a little bit late to get that angle, you're going to spin coming out of 4. If you don't get the right angle, you're going to spin going down under that apron. And if you're too hard, you're going to bounce it and either lose speed or lose control of the car. So a lot of outside factors. Cannot wait to see what's going to happen with the higher horsepower and the lack of the diffuser as these boys are going to battle Phoenix next weekend in an elimination round of 12 race. Best way to see it, make sure you are subscribed to the Vortex Racing Network. That way, you're going to get a notification when we go live. That's right, live on Monday nights. And there it is. You can see you just watched the Monday night doubleheader, DDI ARCA series, followed up by Zach and myself here for the Monday Night Mayhem series. We gave you double Daytona, little double dip of Daytona is dynamic. And then tomorrow night we are off. They are taking 1 week off for the Dennis Puckett Big Trucking Tuesday series before the championship race at Texas. And that will be next Tuesday. So you got one Tuesday to take a rest. You know, why don't you pick up a shift or go out with the girls, and then you can come back next time. Wednesday night, it's the All-Star League, the MRL DDI Moonlight Truck Series, as we are going to see the boys do battle. Where are we Wednesday, Zach?
We got Pocono coming up, probably going live next or tomorrow, actually, since we have Tuesday off. We'll probably knock that one out. Hopefully have Tony Everts in the booth. But yeah, Pocono, and then after that, am I already forgetting? What was that? Well, they're all good. Oh, Milwaukee Mile. Got some good races coming up, guys.
Milwaukee. That's right. Milwaukee as well. And then Thursday, it's going to be the second race of the Quantum Contender Series. Last week, we saw them get fired up. Kevin Kyle bringing us that live broadcast as we saw some special guests also jump into that series. So you're going to want to make sure that you tune in week number 2 of the Quantum Contender Series. And I believe they're still taking applications, at least until the playoff until the minimum races for playoff contention are finished. So if you want to get involved in some Next Gen Cup racing, contact Cody Dorsey, Kevin Kyle, or Zach or myself, any of the Vortex Racing Network employees, and we can point you toward Cody Dorsey, see if you can pass muster and get into that Thursday night live broadcast series. And it all wraps up with the Sunday Premier Cup Series. We just saw an all green flag run at Kansas Motor Speedway. As our league sponsors, team captain Evan Stewart took the win in race number 9 of that Premier Cup Series. Next week, they'll be at Watkins Glen. So if you like watching road courses, hey, check them out on Sunday. So great lineup of broadcasts still coming at you. A lot of them in the playoffs. You're going to want to check that out as quick as you can. Speaking of playoffs, that's what you just got done watching. Little bit of that Next Gen Cup car, little bit of aggression, little bit of rock and roll all over the track. Zach, final thoughts before we walk away from Daytona?
What a pair of amazing Daytona races. DDIRL doing what they normally do, going full green, and then this league bringing the drama, bringing the intensity in a very, very important time of their season. So much that I don't think we expected in terms of our dominant drivers in the regular season into some early issues. I think a lot of them are going to get away with it being the round of 12. But when we get to the round of 8 after next week, things are going to change a lot, and these guys are going to have to tighten this up if they want a chance at this championship, because I think that Championship 4 picture is becoming a lot blurrier than it was when we initially entered this postseason. So really excited about that. Phoenix is a great racetrack. We're through the wild card. Daytona was absolutely that. This was the track where something crazy could have happened, and it certainly did. But the winner, Kenneth Redinger, the guy that we said was going to be the big X factor, when he got into the round of 12 by the skin of his teeth, Mean Gene, you and I said, don't let him do that. I can't believe you guys let him do that. And now what they do, they let him into the round of 8 with some more bonus points to boot to help him once he gets there. So this thing is completely wide open. There are about 7 or 8 drivers in these playoffs that I would consider a dominant driver, a championship favorite, which is crazy to say. Really hope to see Colin Bullinger, whether it be something that kept him out of the rig today or whatever it was. Hope everything is good for him. Really hope to see him next week at Phoenix to try to get himself into that round of 8, because we have the makings of an all-time season here, and today was no exception.
You know, I'm going to piggyback what you said about Kenneth. You know, he mentioned he shouldn't be here. Now, the driver that was involved in that incident that didn't make it, Gambrel. Gambrel's favorite driver is Bowman. Do you remember when Bowman got penalized and didn't go?
I remember who won that championship.
And the driver that benefited won the champion.
He did. Yeah, you're right. And it was this round. Yeah.
It was this round. So maybe there'll be some mirror. Now, he's running the 77 because he drives like a maniac half the time. You know. Anyway, Bowman fan. Well, you can't expect Eric to go out and give himself a concussion to, have sympathy for his driver.
I already tried.
But anyway, if iRacing parallels reality,
it is right
would
now.
that not be fascinating to see the Bowman fan get eliminated and then the recipient go up? And I'm enough of a Logano fan for me and Kenneth, so it's fine if he doesn't. It's fine if he doesn't like Joey. I got the power of a few of them, a few fans.
I like Kenneth's number.
Exactly. Great race here today. Cannot wait to see what the boys are going to bring us next week at Phoenix. One night off. Come on back, though. Check out that Wednesday broadcast, and then we're going to give you the quantum right after that, so we will not be far away. Again, make sure you are subscribed, you like, you share, and check out those live videos that we keep, or the track guides that we're popping out, and look for your short. If you clip a YouTube video and send it to the social media team, keep an eye out for that short, because you might be a contributor, and we'll give you a little shout out in that vid if you do so. So thank you so much to you guys at home for being a part of our broadcast each and every week. On behalf of myself, Mean Gene Money, my tag team partner, Zach Panzarella, all the league admins that make it possible each and every week. Thank you to our sponsors, Jordan Fisher and Fish Speed Brakes, season-long sponsor. Thank you to Kevin Kyle and KK Woodskate, sponsoring trophies across the entire Vortex Racing Network umbrella. Also, mini shout-out to Sim and Destroy Racing Company. Kevin is reworking his website at the moment, but it'll be up soon. If you like merch, if you like shirts, that's going to be somebody you're going to want to check out. And thank you so much to Tony Iverson and the Racing Tyrants. Tony coming home in second today and gave us a beautiful tombstone memory for Venom Racing to think about. Racing Tyrants bringing you that post-race show. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the rest of your Monday night. Take care of each other, and as always, bottoms up and hammer down.